alley.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll as
Hey
well.
guys, we're
lucky-
doing Lucky Dip.
Yeah,
There's-
Lucky Dippers
there's
are
only
cold
3
open.
Oh, you guys are doing
Lucky
3, and apparently Lou is also buying one.
I thought
There
you
is
were
only-
paying
there
for...
There is only 3.
Oh, alright.
Yeah, but I'm getting one because y'all have stuff.
Well, nobody said you're getting it. More just who wants to do the
Do it.
actual
Yeah, to
rolling.
roll
and
for
decide
it.
Yeah.
Best
I
best suited
don't-
to actually get the item.
Alright, I don't
I just want to click
trust
a
Lou's-
button.
I don't trust Lou's dice.
Lou's dice occasionally are amazing.
Alright,
Yeah,
we
only
live
when-
both ends.
only when
Other
Chris-
people
We're
are
live
voting
on
for
this.
him, yeah.
Only when Chris rolls them, you know.
Alright, welcome back to another exciting episode of Alterra, episode 29, Voyage of Discovery. Will our players actually make it out of Tying Guts? Who knows? But
Maybe.
before they leave salvage, they are going to get some Lucky Dip salvage that
Lucky
the
Dip.
court is
Lucky
able to
Dip.
offer them. So, before we get into each of the characters, actually, let's start with people rolling then. Assassin, say hi.
Hello, I love Lucky Dip.
Alright, go ahead and roll me a d40.
Come on, something amazing. Give me more dragon eggs.
How is it?
Slash R
R//
d40.
Slash R B 40.
36.
There we go.
It's high.
Slightly modified. I haven't fully finished the sound. Okay. Primordial then psionic. Okay, so 16 on the psionic. It's because I'm including
Ooh.
both tables because I'm still
That's
off
fair,
the
that's
damn
fair.
celestial one.
Yeah, it's fair.
Let's have a look here. Where is that damn psionic table? 16 makes it a rare item.
Nice.
Ooh.
That is the thing of Lucky Dip is it's priced at uncommon, but you can either get a common item, which you're statistically more likely to get, or you get one of the rare, very rare, or even one of the legendary items.
It really is. It's a loot box.
And you chose 16 to be a rare.
As a six.
Oh, yeah, because 20 is
as
gonna
a
be,
little.
Yeah,
40.
20 is legendary.
40 is legendary. It's 16. Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah,
As a
it's broken out, so
psionic boy.
1 to 9 is common, 10 to 14 is uncommon, 15 to 17 is rare, 18 to 19 is very rare, and 20 is legendary.
Nice.
Okay, fascinating, okay.
Oh, you got something good.
Uh-huh.
Oh no.
Weird. Why is that rare?
What is it?
Probably because I've not properly adjusted the psionic table. The psionic table, it still needs to be properly adjusted for rarity, and there is no guarantee that just because it's a rare item, means it'll be useful.
Ah, it's bad.
Love this.
You get a fat worm.
Uh-huh.
It
Wait,
is
did you
a
say bat worm or fat
Oh,
worm?
that is a good question.
Fat.
Fat. Okay.
Oh, that's the better option. I'm glad.
I don't know if a worm with wings
Well, that's
is
what I
fun.
heard.
Sounds fun.
I'm gonna add an
does it
effect
do?
to this. Bring up its rarity.
It
Well,
becomes
is it
gradually
weaponized?
more Flaming, yeah.
Seems the answer is absolutely nothing at the moment.
I really
No,
love
it did
Fat
something.
worm.
It does an uncommon effect rather than a rare effect, so I'm just
Okay.
upping bonus with. So it is a small fat mummified worm that is in the process. It kind of looks a little bit decayed, and it's wrapped up in this band of strange, deep speech writing curling around it. As an action, you can insert the worm into your ear.
Look,
I hate this.
look.
Doing so causes the worm to melt,
Oh.
forming a wax-like seal over the ear, and
That's fun.
grants the creature the ability to understand deep speech for an hour.
Oh, well,
in
that's not
addition-
very useful for me, but, you know.
In addition, because I had to up it a little bit,
Yeah.
it makes you immune to psychic damage for 1 hour.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
see,
love it.
there is a caveat to this one, is that it has to be inserted into your ear, and, I looked it up last week. Octopuses don't have ears. So
They
this
don't.
is, like, the least useful thing I could have ever gotten. So Assassin, like, pulls it out, and, like, it's,
Right.
like, the candy corn at the bottom of a trick-or-treat bag is like, ah,
Oh.
nuts, I got another one of these.
I'll take it. I'm stupid enough to put a possibly rotting worm in my ear.
So there you go, you got a fat worm.
I'm just seeing it like a cigar that you just put into
I'm
your ear.
imagining
Yeah.
like a freaking joint, essentially.
I'm just thinking of a
What you-
gummy worm. Just
Oh,
What
that's
you could
way
do
better.
is attack someone. You could attack someone with it and force it into their ear. I don't
Or
know.
like, yeah, learn a language.
But,
Learn it.
yeah. Knowledge is power, Mo.
I mean,
All
I
right.
could put it in their ear and then drive them insane with like deep sea beach math knowledge. You know?
If no one
Yeah,
else
you
wants
could
it,
then you could
I'll,
then whisper to them in deep speech. So,
Yep.
I'll push
very
it
nice.
if no one else wants it.
yeah, you take it.
I don't need it. I already know deep speech.
Yeah, it's like I don't know deep speech and could use the damage. Is it immunity? Was it?
It is
Immune
immunity.
psychic damage.
It
for
is
an
immune
hour.
to psychic damage for an hour.
That could be
I
handy.
could use immunity to psychic, given that
Everyone
I'm vulnerable
can
to
use
it
Pretty
sometimes.
good.
Yeah.
If you ever find a totem bear barbarian,
Hi.
can help.
Hi.
Yes.
Wrong kind of totem, but still.
Is it attunement?
It's a.
No, it's
consumable.
a consumable.
Oh, it's a one-use effect.
If it was
Okay.
permanent, I'd be immediately doing it.
Yeah. So it's good if we're facing like a mind flare
Yeah.
nest or
Uh,
something.
yes, it should be noted that I've also adjusted the table so pretty much everything is a consumable, since that's the point of the salvage table.
Ooh, there's a legendary consumable over there. Ooh.
Ring of One Wish.
It
Okay.
makes you
Just
learn
another
two
orb of
languages.
mimics.
But the,
To be
but the wish
fair,
is
the
cursed.
primordial. Oh no, that wasn't even the primordial one. There's an even more powerful one. Or is that the old one? Oh no, the new one is in mixes.
Mm.
All right, who was rolling second?
On you go, I'll go last.
Okay.
Alright. Get
Roll me
a,
a D40.
20 or
get a
40.
20 or a 40, come on.
Yeah. Go on.
14.
14. That's
Okay.
That was
probably
uncommon,
uncommon.
right?
right?
That was a top uncommon, I think.
Uncommon for primordial table.
14 is 14 is a rare item on the
Hey.
primordial.
Hey.
Hey!
No, I just know I'll get the one I have.
You'll get a 1 and it'll be
I'll
useless.
get the gargoyle cloak again.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with the gargoyle cloak.
Yeah. No, I just have like 4 of them. It's
Oh,
like
to be fair,
one
I've
of
also
those
removed
extra
that from the
trading
salvage
cards.
because it is not a consumable.
Hmm.
However, this one is actually not consumable; it's a material.
Ooh.
Ooh.
You find
Okay.
yourself another dreadnought shield spike.
Ooh.
Another
It is
one?
a large
to?
iron obsidian spike, 5 foot tall. It has no effect, but the spike is made from the rare material known as obsidian iron and can only be
Hang on.
forged in primal fire or by the magic of fire giants.
Yes! We've got more for
Okay.
it! We've got more for my plan, Bob!
God.
Yeah. Thank you, Ali, for enabling me.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
Another shield spike from a dreadnought shield.
That's another one, which is kind of... Did we already have one?
I believe you did get a couple.
Did we?
If we get 20 of them, we can make an actual dreadnought shield from a fire giant dreadnought.
I believe Lou initially found them in the first salvage table.
We really? Jesus, Lou, you're amazing.
Ship. I would leave this on the ship anyway, so
I mean, yeah,
Bring
it's a
it on.
giant chunk. It's a big ass spike.
We could maybe attach them to, like, create armor out of them for the hydras.
No,
Or
no,
the
no.
ship
We're gonna get them eventually melted down and turned into an infinity gauntlet for Albion.
Of course, because you're not deaf
Obsidian iron would be a good one for that.
enough already.
I mean, it's something.
Yeah,
That,
yeah.
it was something that can hold the crown of Imix, essentially.
All right, so there you go. Either put that on the Excel sheet or one of your character sheets.
I've put it in the ship inventory.
Yeah, but that'd be Excel sheet. Apparently, I have a few.
and
of
our
them.
final roll on the salvage loot table. Roll me a d40.
Come on, James.
14.
Why 2d20?
Oh, 21.
Yeah.
Yay, 21.
On
Yeah.
the primordial table.
Oh, I fucking
Not
knew
a
it.
primordial, the
I
psionic
knew it'd
table.
be a 1. I knew it'd be a 1.
I called it. I did call it.
I believe I did adjust.
You gotta
this
stop
one
using
already.
your powers for evil.
Apparently.
Okay. You find a pod-like, or you are given and sold a pod-like vessel made of an unknown alloy.
Ooh.
You know what? This works so well for the creature who doesn't know what up and down is.
It's
Basically, at
really
this point.
unknown.
You know? He's He just holds it like an egg and goes,
As you stare at it, it produces a strange haunting sensation that draws you to open the vessel. Make me a wisdom saving throw.
wisdom
You
saving.
got
Is
something
this
that
charm?
attacks you. That's always
Is
good.
this charm? Oh my god, don't be a face hugger.
It's a face hugger. Immediately dies.
Does not count as charm. So yeah, wisdom saving throw.
19.
19 beats the 18 DC.
Ooh.
Oof.
What have you given me for this common item that has an 18 DC?
Face hugger.
What is this? Face
Who knows?
hugger.
But either
Cursed.
way, you're able to overcome the sensation to open it, and you get the sensation something evil lurks within.
Ooh,
It is a face hugger.
that's fun. I'm looking forward to opening that at my enemies.
But you do not need to open it now, so you can save that for another time.
Cool.
Cursed item.
Yeah, it goes in my sort of back pocket there.
It's not necessarily a cursed item. It's just a definitely evil item. There's a difference.
Yeah.
And you also got the
Another dreadnought spike. Where do we have those on our sheet? I actually want to know how many we've got.
Yes,
Don't know how.
I put my one in where there's.
Yeah.
I couldn't see it, so I'm just looking to see if.
We see if there's anywhere else.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have it on. I don't have it written down. But if we've got another one at least, then.
I'll have a double check after the session.
Yeah.
I might need to. It might be possible that nobody actually wrote it down because it was the first time we were doing salvage.
Probably. Yeah, cause oh, wait. If it was open up in the first batch, I could totally imagine us writing it down. Not writing it down, because we also got 5 dragon eggs.
Yeah, so I'll go back and quickly rewatch the part where you opened the first one. It might be possible I'm just misremembering as well.
I have no idea. The name sounds
But there
familiar,
you go.
so it's possible. But... Cool.
Now let me double check this. I believe you're also interested in knowing what the rare item was.
Yes.
Ooh. God, how many are there?
The rare
I
items
assume
are a
there's
lot.
like 40 here. Roll me a d40 again. I'm gonna hope that there's more than 40 and you don't roll 40.
13. Easy. Nice and easy.
13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Are there exactly 14?
Oh, 14's great. The shopkeeper kind of lures you in with a dazzling, like, we actually took quite a lot of people to get this, but oh yeah, this a lot of people died trying to liberate this item. I'm telling you, it's super powerful for your casters and anyone who doesn't wear armor. If you're interested, he pulls out some slave master bracers of defense.
Gotcha. I'm also. I love that it's Alvina, the person he grabbed, who's wearing them.
This guy, his eyes go down to yours, looks back at his. Wait, where did you get those?
Oh, we've got.
These are like 5,000 gold.
We've got a bunch of them.
You see his face just drop, all the color drain from it.
Oh my god.
But we're
I don't
keeping them
suppose
to
you
an
want
offset
another one.
market.
No. I don't suppose you'd like another one. We've got at least one spare.
I couldn't afford to buy those. I'll take them for free though.
Nah,
Wink.
sorry.
You see his head just drop. Okay. Nobody ever has the gold to buy these.
We'll give you one for free lucky dips until the end of time.
Actually, can we have one for a few lucky dips?
Well, that's not my stall. You'll have to take that up with the salvage bros.
Do you think they'll be up for one for some lucky dips? If you come with me and you can say how good they are.
No, I'm not seeing a benefit from this.
You get more.
Okay,
You get
you're-
free advertising.
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave now.
I just get that a lot.
Was it Gwent who spent the 5? But
Yeah,
just get some of your gold back, and Jamie, I think you can take your gold back as well.
Oh yeah, we didn't buy it.
It is. Oh, that is
We had a
hilarious.
look. We had a look at it. We didn't actually buy it.
Just in
yet.
case
We
you
didn't buy it
marked.
yet.
It was because we don't need any more. Oh, we've already got too many. We've got more than we've got party members.
That was so hilarious.
Of
I just saw
course.
it land on there, and it's like, wow.
Course. What was
Yeah.
14, by the way? Because you were laughing at that one. Is that a random curiosity?
Well, for rare,
Yeah, because you were laughing at 14. So 14's evidently something funny.
was it 14?
Yeah, you said because we rolled a 13, but you said 14's hilarious. So I don't know what 14 was, but I just want to.
Oh, you know what? No, 14 was the Bracer's Defense. I misremembered what you rolled.
Oh yeah, I got a 13.
It's funnier if that's a. I'm gonna.
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it.
You got a +1 for some reason.
Plus one
Who knows why?
because hoarder.
+1 because it's funny.
Yeah.
All right. But yes, with that, the party leaves salvage on their ship. The ship is taken out to the back door area where you use to train, where you have an access point to the sky, and are able to lift off into the sky over Titan Guts. As you can all see, we have a lovely new ship map for the party. Sparsely decorated, apart from the people who didn't give me instructions for how their room was to be decorated. You just get a bed.
I'm fine with it. You've pretty much nailed it for what I want. That's why I didn't ask for anything.
It's all Lou needs, really.
I mean, it's got a
And
bed
you have
and space.
Up on your various cargo and supplies, and are ready to head off as we move back to the region map. Now, as you know, your ship can travel 3 hexes per day, and I believe that we'd agreed that you were going to the scrapyard to attempt to find Cinderbeard, who Gwent's god gave them a hint that they would be able to provide you an easier access to Iron Core.
Yeah.
Now, the mountains, the central mountain crisscross here is particularly high, and while the ship is suited for astral travel, you've not fully prepared it, or the astral bubble that normally maintains gravity, time, and air is unfortunately damaged and needs to be repaired and upgraded before you can leave the continent. So you're unable to travel above the mountains and are having to go around because of their height. With that, you do know that you would have to effectively skim the outer regions of Banshee's Grove as you make your way down south to the mountains. Is there any adjustment to your journeys that you want to make before we set off?
So are we dropping that statue off of
Question.
Banshees or not?
Okay, it was agreed that we would do that after we'd stolen the ship and you were back to free reign, as there's no time limit on it.
Yeah. Which I think
We're on a time-sensitive mission at the moment. We might get delayed if we go to Banshee's Grove. So.
Yeah.
We
So-
might get delayed.
Well, then we might
Okay.
just leave fast enough before we
Depends
get
what's
delayed.
movable.
That's my main.
would we pass by the place where I want to go near Banshee's Grove? Or is it the other side of Banshee's Grove?
Potentially, that is this quest icon here. It is to the east of Banshee's Grove, so in theory, but you'd have to discuss that with your party in the navigational chart. So if you don't want to do that, you're going to have to convince your party.
I'll convince you later.
Okay.
Just on the way back.
Oh, should we do the rest of the intros, by the way? Because I just realised we didn't finish them.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Wolfie, say hi.
Howdy, I'm playing Alvina. Go.
I don't know. If people are watching now, don't know who people are. I don't. There's no helping them.
Yeah.
Zormir, say hi.
Hi. Plains Ormir.
Fukyu, say hi.
Hi.
Gwent, do the thing.
Hey, TR, got new crown. Look good.
We still don't know what it does.
Hi.
The point. AKA Lucky Dipper.
I'm doing finger guns at the camera.
I'm doing it for you
And
as well,
last
man.
but not least, Fade, say hi. Yep, that's
Hi.
Fade for you.
I faded out.
It's kind of like that, you're just silent.
How does
All
one
right,
say
now-
hi?
Since we have adjusted the game mechanics to speed this campaign up just a little bit. Previously, I was going to make you do travel maps and everything, but that's a lot of work for not a lot of fun. So, now we're just going to be doing random encounters along the travel route while we quick travel.
Fair.
Because that's much more better. So with that, you will do, I believe it's 3 checks per day as you're traveling. So as we are leaving Titan Guts, which I actually need to calculate things on the map. What is that? Why? Gotta get the map out of the way. You're traveling from Salvage here, so it's 1, 2, 3. You can pretty much leave Titan Guts in a day if you're traveling from Salvage. So for the first day, I'm going to need 3 people to roll me a d20. So everyone roll d20. The first 3 people I'll take to see if you encounter anything.
God damn it, Gwen. We've either got something amazing or terrible. A dragon! An ancient,
I'm looking for its eggs.
Fairness,
an
very
ancient
probably
red
not.
dragon looking for its eggs.
Roll the d20. 1 second. D.
I thought it was a
I'm supposed to work.
D100, but I could be remembering like a different table.
It depends on if Chris made his own table or not.
Exactly, yeah, that's
I
why.
have my own table. I was more trying to remember what I actually set out to do for like when you encountered something, rather than what you encountered.
Oh, okay.
Well, it could be divide the day
I'm
into
pretty sure
like 3 sections of morning, afternoon, evening, and just do them in order.
Which is what I've done.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like a d6 or something, not a d20. And if you roll a 1, you encounter something.
Well, fuck.
You have like a 1 in 6 chance. I guess it's based
Divide
on
each by
how populous-
6.
I'm gonna say you have like a 1 in 2 chance. You know what? Everyone roll me a d6 instead. A 1 to 2, you get a random encounter. Because it's a populated area. For sparser areas, it'll just be a 1.
They all rolling something? Or-
Yeah, I'm just having everyone roll a d6. You also need to do it for like the sparse areas too. So let's see. For the first part of the day, you
Damn
do
it,
not
Bob.
encounter everything and have a smooth sailing out of Titan Guts.
Hell yeah.
Let's actually move this to the front here. As you are traveling, I was also going to do vignettes as well, so you guys can have little scenes on the ship. So we're gonna do this in order. As you guys are traveling out of Titan Guts, what's the feeling on the ship as you watch the gray and white slab stone beneath you pass away, and you can see the expanse of it just slowly drifts into the distance, and you start heading out into this wild wasteland before you. Let's get everyone's kind of vibe and reactions as you actually finally leave Titan Guts upon your ship.
So Alvina's definitely up in the crow's nest, and she's literally just like letting the wind just stream through her hair, which is just all behind, just this massive mane of red hair. And she's just very happy sitting up there with a big ass grin on her face.
That's fair, and everyone feel free to move your icons around if you want. Zormir, what are you doing as the party finally leaves the boundary of Titan Guts? You can see the Tower of Death, the Amethyst Knights Cathedral, the Oni Tower's palace kind of drifting away in the back as you move into the future.
Mostly just kind of like, well, we're off into the unknown. Oh shit, what are we getting ourselves into now? Kind of like optimistic, but also a bit pessimistic, a bit 50-50, because of knowing the party.
Yes, I don't know if Ali's noticed the little, like, purple X's dotted around the upper deck.
Yeah, I spotted them. I didn't realize you'd put a mirrored token on one of them.
Cannon mounts, I'm assuming.
Kind of mounts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are like domestic catamounts.
Yeah, nice.
See, this show does everything. All right, fuck you. What's your reaction as the party finally leaves Titan Guts?
So, fuck you is just in the near the galley, in the sort of eating area. I'm assuming, with Sodoff, and he's just saying words in common at him, trying to get him to repeat. Seeing what he learnt from the teacher.
Can you use Sawed Off as just like igniter for the kitchen?
Don't see why not.
Fuck you. We'll be testing this.
It's just a gaslighter.
Dormir.
I think it's a bigger question of what I'm gonna assume it's arcane magic lighting it, like a hot stove or something, rather than actual fire. But I guess you have actual fire there now if you want it.
We can have a barbecue, yay!
We've got it. In addition to basically a magical electric stovetop, we've actually got a gas stovetop now too.
Oh dear
Infinite
god.
gas.
Gwen, what is your reaction as the party leaves Titan Guts?
Gwen is standing right at the front of the ship, just smiling like never before, because they can start to get away.
Like that Gwent and Alvina have a very similar reaction to this for different reasons. But
That's fair. And Lou, what about you?
Kind of glad that getting away from the encounters we've had, so slight relief from that, but also some slight apprehension of what the fuck are we getting into now.
I'm not gonna lie, with where you're positioned, I thought you were throwing up over the side from motion
No,
sickness.
no. I don't get her sick.
Oh. All right. The point.
The point is immediately below decks and having a nap.
Yep. Fab.
If somehow the ship either crashes or the party leaves the ship, and you just wake up again, the party gone.
I was gonna say that's what happened the last time.
Yeah, he just at the point asleep in his room, didn't notice we'd crashed.
Yep.
I know,
I'm more impressed the party just left you there and went to go deal with Junior, just assuming you'd come along and then not realizing you weren't there.
I can also imagine we just went, it's only Junior, we'll be fine.
The point was up all night. There's no need to wake up.
Yeah.
Fade, if you would like a scene.
No, they'd be in their room while the ship's sort of getting underway. Or actually, no, they'd be sort of moving around. They'd be exploring the corridors and just sort of running their hands against the walls, feeling the rhythm of the ship.
The rhythm of the ship.
I have not
You didn't give
actually
us
assigned
a
Fade's character sheet.
activity.
Feeling the rhythm, feeling the
The
rhyme.
rhythm, the rhythm of the ship. Its ebbs and flows. The steady hum of the engine.
Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme. Give it up, it's bad guys time.
Ooh.
Ah!
Ah,
Yeah.
Need to actually assign.
Okay, we're now being attacked.
no, that was just Fade's token.
We're being attacked, kill it!
Not
A
quite yet.
giant Fade token.
There we go. Cool. Fade is now in the room. Oh no, I think we left Fade behind. Assassin. You are the last person.
Assassin. Oh, yeah. Assassin will mostly be very unhappy by the idea that we're going to be flying. And as such, we'll find a position underneath the stairs, and start cultivating mushrooms.
You're a
Pretty
wizard,
much.
assassin.
Pretty much in a huff, the entire time, because they were under the impression that boats go in water.
You're in your little cupboard.
Yeah.
You're in the utility closet, aren't you? That's where you're growing mushrooms, like by the washing machine.
I thought it was on
No,
the
no,
steps.
it's on the stairs. Like
Yeah,
like
under
on
the
a
stairs.
ship, how they have like the slatted steps. They're
Yeah.
hollow. So
Mhm.
Assassin isn't even like in a full room. They're just in underneath basically a set of ladders.
Yeah, you're in like the cupboard. You're in the utility cupboard.
Yeah.
As you continue on the next leg of your journey, you all gain the benefits of a long rest if you need it for some reason.
Hey,
You previously already had the benefits of a long rest.
we've had two.
You continue heading south, kind of passing by the valley opening that leads into Ironcore's Valley. And as you pass Alvina, with your vantage view and your ridiculously long sight, you are able to make out in the distance these massive iron gates, as well as this just massive kind of towers on either side, and these massive gates blocking off the entrance to this tower, to this valley, which I actually go ahead and do. Should be down here. What? Apparently, I did not have that on the map. And beyond it, you can see massive patches of farms and fields, two streams of what appear to be water, but kind of rising, a little bit of steam flowing from the south of the valley heading down. And as well, off in the distance, you can kind of see a glow of red of a magma lava fall kind of trickling out of the southern mountain like a waterfall.
Well, Albina's gonna just like rush to the back of her little crow's nest and go, "We've got a giant gate in front of us. Be aware of it." To Zorme, who I'm assuming is steering.
Yes, and to be fair, you were about to travel to the west there, making
That's
sure
why
to
we're not
avoid-
going that way.
You were warned that Iron Core, along with much of the settlements that have ports, also have ship defenses because they're ports.
Yep.
And without any sort of stealth technology that you would also have to upgrade on the ship, you would be shot down instantly,
Yeah.
even with some particularly fancy flying. But you continue on the second day of your journey, and now traveling through the more sparse wilderness expanse, do not encounter anything that prevents your travel as we head into the third day of your journey. And I'm going to need people to roll me another d6.
One.
How far are you moving us on? Because
I'm
There
going
are
to need
still-
three squares per day. Or
Alright,
3 hectares
because-
per day.
I think Ali's still convincing some of us. I mean, they're
They said they're gonna talk to
No.
us later.
No,
They're
I,
not doing it.
yeah.
not doing this time.
I'll talk to you later. I'm telling you now for future reference.
Okay.
There will be a going to this quest, not right now.
No, that makes sense if you want to do it in conjunction with Banshee's Grove on the way back, since they're next to each other.
Enough.
But more importantly, on the third day in the morning, there is a random encounter. So, Alvina, since you rolled the 1, go ahead and... Oh, that's what I meant to do, actually. I'm going to scroll back a little bit, because I'm supposed to be doing weather at the beginning of each day. So 1 second, I even made a lovely little weather table here to do with the various seasons.
Nice.
Right, so as you leave, you are in, as Abigail have told you, you are in the season of Imris.
Mhm.
And this season is denoted by the rising of Imix's rib above the continent as it arcs through the sky for the effectively 3 months. Actually, I think I was doing it per month, wasn't I? So it has quicker seasons, yeah. As it arcs through the
It's
months.
summer.
Yeah, it's summer, but it happens. You kind of rotate through a full season in 4 months, so you get 3 seasons.
We,
Oh.
we live in Scotland. We
Rotating.
know what that's like.
It's like Discworld. No, it's like Discworld seasons, where it's got like multiple of the same season in a year. I like that.
So on your first day of traveling, as you were leaving Titan's Guts, actually this is supposed to be -5. That's fine. There is clear skies as you continue traveling. On the second day, there continues to be nice clear skies as you continue on, and on the third day during the encounter,
Meteors.
no, still just getting clear skies for now.
Nice. It's a nice time on this way to this
You were
fire
in the
castle.
first 2 weeks of Imris, so there's a -10? Yeah, -10 to it. But as we go into the random encounter table, you are currently traveling through the Barrens. Roll me a d20, Alvina.
Oh, that's
See
it.
what you get.
6.
Oof,
Okay.
getting a bit rough now.
It depends. If certain random encounter tables, the high ones are the big things. So. Oh, it's not it's not gigantic monster, or there's a lot of them.
As you are traveling through sky, on the third day, you spot in the rising kind of dull red that is permeating the sky, there is a slightly brighter spot of red beneath the ship, or a little bit in front of the ship, and within your line of sight as the ship is flying over the land. And you spot a small group down by the base of the mountains, just to the south of the ship here. Among what appears to be dried, kind of decaying and almost burnt out ground and trees beneath it. You spot what you recognize to be 5 almost insectoid-like creatures building a pyre. Go ahead and give me a nature check to see if you recognize what these creatures are.
Okay. This is nature's Alvina's specialty. Apparently it might be!
Prove it. Yeah.
You recognize
16's
these
fine.
5 creatures to be tricrines.
Tricrines? No idea.
Yes, the insectoid humanoid.
Ah,
Thrakeens.
For tricrines, is that how you pronounce it?
Thrakeen. Thrakeen.
I don't know these ones.
Bugmen, basically.
Yeah, but I get the bugmen. Are they the ones from like Spelljammer? Are they like waspy people?
Yeah, I think so.
I think
they're
they're in.
like-
I think they're in the monster manual or Volus.
Yeah, they're in the original Monster Manual as well.
They're also a playable race.
Mm-hmm.
They're called Bugmen.
There you go. For those in the chat, that is what a tricrine looks like.
Ah, it's the
They're
ninja
one of the,
ant men.
native- Yeah, they are the ninja ant-men. They are one of the native species to the Barren Land.
Cool. They're building a pyre.
But as you are, but do you pay an interest into what they're doing and watch them, or do you ignore them?
Alvina would watch them. Something
And
to
go
do.
ahead and give me a perception check. And feel free to call any of your party members over to discuss with them.
Yeah. Should have a perception first. 21.
21. As you are watching the group from afar with your ridiculous
Yeah,
vision,
1.
even if they are on the ground and are literally ant-sized to you, you're still able to make out the detail of the few of them kind of going around, getting the fire, kind of breaking limbs and branches off of these dry trees to continue building the pyre. You spot a 6th creature, what seemingly tied up on the ground nearby, their eyes watching the pyre with. For 21, you even see a glint of fear in the eyes of. Go ahead and you know what? This creature is so common that you instantly recognize the shape and form of a gnoll.
A
Steve.
gnoll! Oh, I love gnolls.
But
But is it a
the it's a regular gnoll.
It's not a fang of you.
Technically, it's
that we know of.
It's actually no. They're not actually regular gnolls. They are wearing what looks to be almost copper exo armor, so not like full armor, but they've got little paddings of copper shoulder guards, copper wristbands, and they seem to have goggles on their head with soot-covered overalls. They appear to be steampunk gnolls.
Steampunk Knoll. Okay, I'm definitely going to be... Alvina will quickly slide down the rigging and go, hey guys, there's a bunch of bug people going to burn a knoll in overalls to death or eat it. I don't know. They're gonna cook it. It's over there.
Do you want us to have popcorn
What?
or what?
I don't know. What do you think? Do we save him? Do we go and kill everyone, including the captive? Do we just what do you want to do?
Overalls? No. Luke's... Is Abigail around?
Yes, she is on deck with you.
Do you know of any gnolls in overalls or doing... Does it sound like mechanics or something?
Let's go ahead and give her a history check with advantage because she is native to the area. Does she have history? Nope, she really needs to study more.
Nope. That's
kind of like
intelligence.
scratches the back of her head. You can see that she was kind of in wonder the first couple days, and now she's kind of just enjoying herself, just kind of walking about the ship, keeping it clean, keeping herself busy. As she kind of stops and looks over and kind of peers over the side to where Alvina is pointing and the rest of the group is gathered, kind of just squeezes her eye, stare down, just seeing little dots there. As the rest of you do see little dots in the distance, unlike Alvina's a mega vision. Overalls? I mean, I know there are tribes that live out in the barren lands. I don't know. I've not really paid much attention. The Vanguard don't really go beyond Titan Guts. I've only heard tale from people that from like the agents and the investigators who come and go from the rebellion. But
And these
nothing comes to mind.
But
Would
they're
the
not.
Professor have heard? Or
These
Vade?
bugs?
No.
But they're not.
Fade might actually know, given their backstory, but go ahead and give me a history check at disadvantage.
But they're not massively immediately hostile. These gnolls in the area then.
Kind of just shrugs her shoulders. I don't know. If they are, they've never attacked Titan Guts, so they don't come within the boundary.
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
I guess if you annoyed them enough, they would be.
Fade, as you're standing there, a little bit of memory kind of speaks to the back of your mind as you get the sensation and feeling of you've interacted with creatures of this description before.
Yeah, unbidden.
They're...
Unbidden as I look down, could my eye activate and show that previous encounter or interaction, like a little R2D2 thing? That's what I'm going for, sir. And just show the party, so there's no secrets. That be a thing? Yeah.
Suddenly, Fade's eye activates, and you all see this imagery of what you recognize to be a first-person perspective of the professor. Kind of looking at what appears to be a small junker town, filled with gnolls kind of going about, and the professor having a large bowl of steaming liquid. You're not entirely sure what is in there, but they take a sip, and they seem to be talking with a gnoll that has much more grayed and larger bushy hair, and these braids dangling down from either side of their head. As they seem to be speaking in a language that isn't being translated through the recording. In the distance, you spot what appears to be almost a steampunk helicopter-like contraption kind of taking flight behind this aged figure. And that's where the recording ends.
James, how the fuck have you got a 14 to history at level?
Because I'm an expert in it.
That still means
Ironically.
you've got a level a +7 in addition to expertise. Jesus.
Yeah. I'm incredibly intelligent, and anything that I have a proficiency in, I get a +1 to due to my my class.
Fucking hell.
I can also add a D6 if I want to. My visions from a past life.
Wait, you
Ironically,
have +6 intelligence then?
No,
He's got
I've only got
plus-
+5. I'll look at that in a sec.
As I say, there's missing one there somewhere.
Can that be a +12 then?
Might have too much.
Yeah, it was like that's like what? That's like
Regardless,
14.
it's high.
It's nuts. Yeah.
Regardless, it's huge.
Uh,
And Fade
Wow.
Fade doubles over, clutching the sides of their heads.
well,
Pain.
So,
From the
do
look-
you want to save him?
it may be beneficial then. Yes.
I'm interested
Anyone
in
against this? Speak up now, or we're going in.
Can we just like shoot them from the sky?
Well, we'll have to get closer because I can't even bloody well see them. Damn it, Alvina had a binocular vision of gods. I don't know.
Eagles.
I
Eagle vision.
yes.
Alvina can aim, Zormir can fire.
From Fade's eye comes a little cease and desist, signed by Ubisoft. Eagle Vision is.
They're not copyrighted Eagle vision. There's plenty of things for that one.
I'm sure they have.
They definitely haven't.
I don't think you can.
You can't copyright Eagle vision. It's too generic.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Activision would have done it already as well.
Okay. Direct us to there. I mean, we can try and attack from above, but who's got range? And we don't obviously want to hit the captive.
Yeah, let's not hit the overall knoll. They already look like they're rough enough. It looks like someone set them on fire already.
Depends how far they are.
And who can actually speak to the knoll? This is going to be the
I
other thing.
I can speak to the knoll.
Can you?
Yeah.
Who can speak to the knoll so they understand?
Oh, that I can't. That I don't know.
There we go.
Assassin?
Where's
Thumbs?
assassin?
In that vision, I was speaking with Knowles.
What do you
Is-
want?
Maybe I can.
Do you still remember how to speak? That
Yeah.
language they speak?
that is. Do you know how to speak? Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's more of a physical look of. Does he still remember that language?
Look, we'll start from common and we'll work from there.
Look, what
I-
are you asking from me?
Can you
We
talk to
may need a
Knowles?
translator.
Oh, okay.
You may
want
need
me?
to cast
you want me to
tongues.
do comprehend languages, or do you want me to do tongues?
Let's find out if they can speak common first. We don't know. They might just be able to speak normally.
But we're going on a rescue mission.
We're going on a rescue mission to
We're
save.
what? No.
We're gonna save a knoll.
No. Why?
Because
Those are the
those-
worst.
It's gonna
Those
be
insect
pride.
creatures,
it's something to
would
do.
would they speak common? Or would tongues benefit us with them?
Mm. Actually, do I know? Because I apparently know what they are. Do I know if they speak common normally?
Would speak with
Tri-Creen?
animals
No,
or
they would
beasts.
speak their own language, similar to Knowles.
Are the Tri-Creens
they
very
speak quite
hostile,
big.
Abigail? As I'm steering the ship
Hmm.
towards.
She just shrugs.
They've got someone tied up and about to roast them on a pyre. I think they're at least hostile enough.
I guess as much as any.
We don't know
tribal
the
society.
circumstances.
Look, even I don't roast people alive.
Burns.
Uh,
Can I do an insight check for that?
I said I doesn't mean my family doesn't. It's basically you can see she is
No,
technically.
you're just gonna get your dragon to do that for you.
No, with that insight, technicality. You can see it's by a technicality.
I mean, the
I
Knolls
can do
sound
it,
like
but I've
an
never done it.
The Knolls definitely sound like an interesting ally to make, but I'm not sure if we want to make an enemy of these Tri-Creen as well.
That just means we need to kill them all.
Oh, for bloody sake. We're trying to make allies here, not kill everything that moves.
We're not. We're saving them all.
I know, but
We kill everything else that
Alvina!
moves.
let's be diplomatic first.
I am being diplomatic.
Someone can...
When you
Let's
guys
ask
initiative
them-
for that,
ask them nicely first.
What's everyone's proficiency? What proficiency do you have at this level? Is it
4.
+4 yet?
4.
+4, yeah. And I'm an expert, so +8, +5 in
Okay,
talent.
that's for the extra 2.
And my proficiency is like the thing at level 8 gives me another +1.
Oh.
Got your +4.
Very simple.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, there's one that I'm not unaccounted for. I didn't realise you got a second proficiency up. Jesus.
But yes, you're able to steer the ship down a little bit. I'm going to assume you were flying at an altitude about probably 1400, probably a little bit higher than that. But you steer the ship down into at least either longbow range or distance, like 240-ish range. You can go lower a little bit, but I'm going to need a navigational
240 is
check.
fine.
So yes, would you like to stay at the 240 range, or would you like to try and make a navigational check to try and steer a little bit down and avoid any of the getting too low?
Quick question for everyone: is everyone able to attack at this range, or is there
No.
reason for me to steer lower?
150 would be ideal because I'm not at disadvantage then.
Hey,
Wh-
I
one
will-
120 is my maximum range.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
Well,
60
get-
is mine,
Let's
but Gwent is fine staying away from
The murder.
bandos.
How many has got the longest range, and how many do need me to go lower?
Everybody apart from Lou needs you to go lower.
Okay.
I
well,
can do 600 feet.
Yeah, I can do 600
I know.
disadvantage as well. So
Right.
That
I'd
isn't
like
a
to be-
disadvantage.
I think we should get to
Right.
120 because then 4 of us can attack.
Okay. Well, under advisement from the people who
Oh,
have range and all that, I will
Just
steer-
saying.
Take, what check am I doing?
A navigational check, which I guess the question is of, do you have proficiency with air vehicles? And if not, you now do.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would have hoped
If
so.
not, why
Yeah.
not?
It's like, well, technically,
Yeah.
because technically air vehicles isn't a thing in standard D&D.
Also,
I did believe you
my
gave me it, but I just didn't know how to add it because vehicle adding
Tool and-
proficiencies
it's-
is
It's
Oh,
a tool.
easy.
It's a tool and proficiency, same as land and water.
And we crashed so
Also-
quickly.
Wisdom +1.
in theory, my sleet storm's 150 feet, so no, I can pop that up
Good. to know.
down there.
And I've got a storm sphere as well.
So they can't see us, but you know we also can't see them.
We can't shoot 'em.
so-
I mean,
So you know,
If
it's
they've
an
got-
emergency escape.
if
but
they've got some really
we
big
got it.
guns, throw
Yeah.
sleep stuff.
Yeah, here's the thing. What range are our mounted...
Oh,
Cannons.
One mounted cannon.
Our one mounted count is 120.
Did you ever recover the cannon?
It's Merida.
no, that's Merida.
No, we didn't get it
it's
back.
over Merida's ranges. You actually don't have weapons on the ship yet. It's one of the
Yeah.
upgrade slots.
We have a. We didn't bring the cannons along.
No.
Yeah, you lost the cannon you initially got from Junior's
Yeah.
cave.
Yeah, we lost the
It's
mortar.
somewhere in the plane.
Yeah, we lost
They-
the mortar somewhere. We didn't carry
That
the
was
cannons
ripped
from the
out
mines
of the
with us.
ground.
With
From
my
being
bare
bolted
hands.
down.
I'm guessing it's Dex plus proficiency.
Yes, I actually need a wisdom check with proficiency first to plan your drive to make sure that you're taking into account air currents and the limitations of your arc.
The wind speed.
Okay.
Guidance.
Yeah. Basically,
Yeah.
it's a
Alright.
survival navigation check.
Right,
So I
cool.
need a wisdom check with proficiency.
Gwent's rubbing Zome's shoulders as the rest of us are applying murder.
Owen, you can do it. You can do it.
So this will be the navigation check.
God damn. Add the guidance! Add
You
that
sliced
guidance!
it.
Guidance gives me a
Might-
what?
A 1d4.
D4.
Do you have
Yeah,
proficiency
9
with
isn't going to
survival?
be great.
Do you have I do.
Nope.
I do.
I don't have
Then
proficiency.
I will allow one of the characters who do have proficiency of survival, so either Alvina
Uh,
I think Went might have had it.
I don't, but I can have it, so it's probably best I can get a +9 in it.
That's better than me. I'm at +5
Then I will
base.
give Zormir advantage on that navigation check with the help of your more navigational and long-sighted colleagues.
Okay.
And just have to cast a spell for it.
Ooh, fun.
Yes.
You are
That's
able
fair,
to
though.
take into account the landscape around you as you descend into it. Go ahead and now give me a.
Dex.
I guess this would be Dex.
Either be that or strength if it's like hard to like.
Yeah, the problem is it's not you doing the maneuvering; it's the ship itself doing it. So I'm going to allow either a strength or Dex check with proficiency.
I'll do strength.
Yeah, do strength.
See it either way to actually like steer the ship down.
And still guidancing.
And your proficiency, remember, Bob?
Yeah,
That's
I
15.
can't actually add it in whilst I'm doing the roll
Yeah.
until that's a +4 onto that.
It's 15 plus
15.
guidance for 17.
17. 17 is not bad.
17 is a pass.
Yay! We didn't crash
Interesting.
immediately.
This is good.
Yay.
We've just got a slow descent.
First check we do crashes immediately, kills everyone.
Well, we're going.
But you're
from-
able to bring the ship down in an arc coming down from your altitude, and even while skimming some of the higher branches of these kind of scorched out husky trees, are able to steer towards the group. As I'm pretty sure at this point they spot you as you come into range, as they all glance up at the ship, craning down towards them. What would the party like to do?
I'm aiming a longbow at one of them.
All right, I'm going to need everyone who is attacking to go ahead and roll me your attack. So if you have multi-attack, go ahead and roll me both of your attack. This is mostly just to see if it hits.
Are we attacking
how
or
many
just being
of them-
threatening?
Oh, I was sort of being threatening. If someone else fires
Yeah.
as well, I will. But currently
Oh.
it's intimidation.
Then I guess the question is, if you are trying to actually kill them,
James-
go ahead and roll me an attack to see how many you get before they run off. If you are just trying to scare them off and make them scatter, roll me intimidation checks.
James is doing tongue, so let James do what he's trying to do as Fade there.
Oh, that's after the combat to speak to the null. Sorry.
Oh.
That's
I don't-
prep.
All right, then.
That-
I
yeah,
just
I was.
assumed you were doing something there. So
No, I had written that in the thing, ready to go after the combat, and
Jesus.
for some reason it's sent just then. So I'm attacking these guys.
intimidation.
Hey, I'll take an 18 with a 0 modifier.
Yeah, that's damn
Just
good.
intimidation for all of them.
Double
Can I-
hard rolled 18. I'll take this so far.
So Fade would reach out with their fire ear, and you can see bits of shrapnel and stuff embedded in there, and coming out from it is a massive ball of fire that they look surprised is coming out of there, and it would explode in a different effect because I'm using.
Dude.
Don't worry.
It rolled twice for some reason.
Don't worry. The first one was the not critical fail.
Well,
It's just
with,
because it was blank for so long. It's like, what's it gonna be?
the group is definitely intimidating. Lou, with a 27, would you like to describe to us what the hell you're doing?
He's got a pamphlet.
Have you heard about my Lord and Savior? And Lou would just raise his hands up slightly, palms up, and you would just see like, droplets of water and air blowing and some ice mist as I would be
What is this? The ship of Davy Jones?
Yeah, it's coming down as Davy fucking Jones. I am.
no it's all the aspects of Chaos Bolt.
Ah,
It's like,
Okay,
it's
It's like, what's it gonna be? I don't
As
know.
this
About
ghostly,
Jesus.
chaotic ship cranes down towards the small group, you hear a screech of clicking sounds as the Tri-Creens very quickly scurry for their lives and run.
Chaos Bolt farming in loose hands.
yeah, just chaos ball. Look,
It just sort of like flickers through all of the damage types.
So were you just like standing on
It's
the
like-
bow of the ship as you're just, like
Yeah, it's
sweeping
like
down?
round and
towards
round they go. Where it stops, nobody knows.
It's that scene from Avengers where like Loki wakes up and he's just surrounded.
So the Tricrine go scattering off into the distance, all of them just hightailing it as quickly as they can away from whatever the ship coming towards them is. You can hear panic clicking sounds of their insectoid, pincers?
Mandibles.
I don't know what
Mm-hmm.
mandibles. There we go. Of their mandibles as they all scurry off into the distance quite quickly as well. Yeah, quite quickly. They're moving at a 80 pace.
Damn.
Is that dashing or
To be
just
fair, they are
normal?
dashing away.
I was aiming the dashing.
Yeah, so they are dashing, but they seem to have slightly quicker movement than the normal Noid. But I assume you aren't kind of given chase in your ship, which would be
Nah.
weird. They
Ignore the captain and
off
chase
these
him.
broken
Holy shit.
Well, that worked.
broken trees, and using the hillside to their advantage, are able to scatter from sight and hide from your view.
You get a holy shit
leaving
from here
no-
going. I'm just gonna be holy shit, Lou. What did you threaten them with?
That worked. Nice work, Lou.
I just insinuated that I could fuck them up properly.
Yeah, I could fuck them
But
up
I was being
properly.
diplomatic about it.
Indeed.
They chose to run, so
They did. We were
I see
diplomatic.
that as a
They
result.
lived. We were diplomatic.
everybody lived, including the no. It was an implied threat, and diplomacy won.
But the note
Whoa! What the
bears
hell,
up,
Wade?
not quite
And
moving,
all
not quite sure
the
what.
Triking
do.
falls in a tiger trap.
Who would like to go down? I assume somebody who has flying or at least a rope
Yeah.
to free the null.
Alvin will definitely go down. I really advise someone goes with her.
Who is Fate casting tongues on?
I'll go with you. I think it's only a self spell. I can also fly at the same time. I'll fly down the side.
All right,
Yeah.
as the away party descends from the ship,
Anyone else?
Zormir, you're able to easily kind of bring
I'll
the ship
come
up
down.
into a hovering.
Yeah. Be the buffer between.
Be the one
Yeah.
person
the
with charisma in this group.
Yeah.
Oh god.
No, be the buffer between the one who killed the other.
Yeah.
Actually,
I don't
check
know,
that
I'm
as
not particularly
the-
sociable. I don't think I should come.
Tongues is
Huh?
touch, by the way, so you can do it on anyone you want.
Yeah.
Are you going negotiating as well? Fuck you. No, I mean, assassin.
Wow.
You can if you
So,
want.
first of
No, fuck you.
all,
You stay here.
for first of all, not every gremlin, okay?
Not
Just
every.
because fuck you and I are gremlins doesn't mean we're the same gremlin.
I'm
Second
a
of all,
goblin,
rude.
not gremlin.
Sorry.
Okay, you gremlin. We're all gremlins here.
I was
but,
distracted.
yeah, I mean,
by
I can
fuck
go.
you talking to this little sod off.
Yeah, sod off.
Yeah. Yes. Good luck
I mean-
down there. I will keep it hovering here.
Keep the meter on.
I think Zormir wants me to come as a very good diplomat, so I should come.
Okay,
We're good at
I'll
extracting
raise
information.
my arm up. Actually, you can just jump. Fuck it. As much as I've
Yeah.
seen you, we've got weird like flaps that look like a parachute. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I have my glide.
Stay safe. Don't get dead. I'll
That's
use the
fine.
LARP.
I was about to say,
Oh,
don't
when
get
people-
there. That's my line. Yeah. So Alvina basically will go hi to the door and see if there's any understanding first in the eyes.
They kind of glance, shift their head to the left in a sign of confusion. They don't seem to understand your common tongue.
Right. You all right? They don't speak common.
I can help with that.
Yeah.
Right, I'll cast tongues. I
Right,
don't know how many
right.
people I can do it with. But I think tongues is a third. Is that correct?
Third, yeah.
Yeah, it's a third.
Okay, so that's my max. But does tongues give you more than one person?
Nah,
or
it's
is
one
it just
per
yourself?
cast.
No, just one.
It's one per cast. You can do it to anybody though.
But if
Did
you and
I-
the professor, that would be 2 people.
We could just do
I'm-
it to the null.
We could
Oh,
just
yeah.
do it to the null, actually.
Yeah, you can now
I
speak
mean,
common.
that was literally my plan. Cause then that's it. There's no need for all 4 of us if he just speaks the language we do.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna boop him on his snoot and cast tongues.
You see him kind of try and like scurry back from you as you're just approaching. I imagine
Yeah.
like this
Technical
weird
hand.
scaled tentacle hand outreach towards him.
I would advise against Alvina doing that.
Just let me boop you on the snoot. Come on, let me boop.
Give me a persuasion check.
Andrew, like, make the null make a wisdom
Have
saving.
we-
throw.
have we
Give it
untied
to
the
me
null
at
yet?
disadvantage because how
No.
No, never mind.
as you're approaching, they're just continually scurrying back while tied up.
Well,
Alvina, grab him.
I tried.
I pick the null up, like pat him on the back, comfortingly.
It's okay,
Give me
it's okay.
an athletic check at advantage. I don't think the null's winning this, but
It might.
hey,
Yep.
what's it got? It's got a +2 to it.
24. It can't win.
15. Yep. So at 15, even while it tries to like scurry away and like kind of push you off, you just pick that no boy up.
I'll pick him up like a
I
carpet.
tell you, if that was a disadvantage,
Yep.
Oh,
I'm
it's
gonna.
not. He's tied up. So that's an 8. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna boop. Cast tongues.
As you boop the no, and suddenly his high-pitched hyena-like squeals turn into language of, "Oh my God, what is this? Who are you people?"
Right, can you understand us now?
Hi.
Don't panic. You can now understand us.
Don't panic more, I'd say would be the better term.
Okay, don't panic more.
Kind of stops
Hi.
for a second, glances at all of you. Oh no, you make sense now. That's even worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't worry, it doesn't last.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
And don't worry.
Eat me, ship worms.
I'm not a worm.
I promise.
Looks at assassin.
I
don't
said,
think
I'm
I'm
not
a
a worm.
I don't think I'm a worm. I haven't checked.
You have too many limbs to be a worm.
That's good. Alvina,
Yes.
would you still love me if I was a worm?
Yeah.
this took a turn.
Well, here's the thing. I think Assassin is remembering the rats that Alvina, whichever was like, oh, Alvina will make them into pets. She went, no, they're food. She's made,
Yeah.
So it's really like, how changed can I become before I go from adorable to lunch?
Yeah.
That's fair.
And then turns back around and goes, well, I'm not lunch, so you're not lunch, to the no.
Yeah.
You're safe.
You're not gonna eat Meryl.
You're Meryl.
Meryl.
Got it.
Yeah, we're
Nice
not
to
gonna
meet you.
eat you.
We're not gonna eat you.
You
Meh.
kind of look a bit chewy, and I'm not about that.
Nose are stringy. Not
Oh
chewy.
yeah, it's worse.
Meryl gives thanks. You free Meryl?
Yeah.
What are they bound in?
Just rope.
Yeah, I'll just.
Not particularly even good rope. It's quite scraggly, like thingy together rope.
Yeah, I'll break the rope.
Oh, you saved Meryl life. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Spotted you. Did look like it was gonna go great. So why were you about to be, roasted by a
Yeah,
bunch of
actually-
bug people?
No tribe have territorial conflict with Tricreans.
Ah, makes sense.
Okay.
Yes, we kill them, they kill us.
Yep. There.
But why?
Meryl,
Oh, it's a
for
territory thing. don't worry.
resources.
Oh, well.
An ancient feud.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So I was gonna say, like, the resources thing, like, if you banded together, you'd end up, you could do a better thing.
You could declare
But
war on
if it's an
someone
ancient
else as a
feud, I
united
understand and I
front.
respect it.
No, Alvina, think what other united fronts there are around here?
Have you tried not fighting, not
Oh,
killing?
no. Impossible with Tricreen. They think differently than us. Impossible reconciliation.
Is this
That's
just
a
because you
good
don't
word.
speak the same language?
Well, that too, but
Okay.
they have more hive mind culture.
Oh, so they
Well,
totally
if
know we
that's
just
the
scared the
case-
crap out of them, then, right?
Oh, that's fair.
Uh,
But if that's the
Possibly,
case,
yes.
I've been part of a hive mind before, and that's actually a good thing. It literally just means you have to change one mind, and you change everyone's mind.
No, not Noel's way.
Hmm.
Noel's proud individuals. We part of community, but has choice.
Makes sense to me.
I respect your choice.
We choose leader to follow.
Democracy.
Like back
Each
up.
Noel has choice to leave leader for new leader.
Yeah,
You know, I like these gnolls.
I like him, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like back home.
They
Freedom
are
of
making
choice. We kinda like
sense,
this.
yes. If you
So,
don't
are
you
believe in
taking-
who leads you, vote for another leader.
Are you taking
Britain.
open applications for joining Null Society?
Oh, quite far away from Null territory.
Oh.
I what they call ranger.
Ah.
Do you want to lift
Yeah, I
somewhere?
was about to
though?
say, do you want to lift? Which way is it, actually? We might be going
I'm
the right
very
way.
sorry. The boat does go into the sky, but you do get used to it.
And he points to the east, back towards kind of just south of Titan Guts.
So not the way we're going.
Yeah, back the way we came.
No, other side of mountain.
Ah. That's a bit of a bugger.
I
Yeah.
could try teleporting you there.
It
It may not go well.
Alvina yeets Null.
No! I'm not gonna throw him hard up over a mountain rail. She'll not survive.
Hey, I could get a nice soft landing.
I mean, nah. So
What?
he seemed to be saying something. So
Are you going to be able to get back
Oh.
okay on your own?
Yes.
fair.
Meryl be fine. Meryl give reward for saving Meryl.
Oh, certainly. Thank you.
As he hands out the small metal medallion on a strap of leather around a little loop
Metal.
at the top of the medallion, and in it you can see that it kind of looks to be an iron medallion, but with inscriptions and carvings of kind of copper into it, with the image of what appears to be a Knoll chief.
Oh,
Oh, thank you. This is
thank you very much.
lovely.
Yeah.
That's Knoll peace medallion.
Ah,
If ever conflict with Knoll group, this get out of conflict free medallion.
yeah.
Ah! Nice. Well, thank you very
It
much.
works.
Can I
Work for
can
various Knoll factions.
can I take a loose cog or something that's rattling around in my leg that's made of metal still and present it to them?
Yes, you may.
This is for you. A peace offering, which means you will not be immediately killed by, looks at Alvina, any of us.
I'm looking at the medallion. I'm not paying attention to what's currently happening.
The point gives a thumbs up.
A gift
Yep,
to
medallion.
Knolls.
I've got that written down. I'll be just looking at it. It's quite nice.
We will travel, and if we return, could we meet again and help resolve this conflict between you and the Threkin?
Kind of gives a unbelieving look of yeah, I don't think that's possible, but thanks, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
We can try.
yeah, Alvina's like,
Yeah.
stop. Dally goes, well, safe travels. And the ship puts out her hand to
Safe-
shake.
Safe travels.
Yeah, the
May,
point will
may the
also
great winds go with you.
Mhm.
I'm with you, Frank.
Merle starts, kind of gets down on all fours and quickly sprints off among the trees to the east.
Noom.
Well, nice fella.
Yeah.
As Alvina just quickly scurries back up there. Actually, depending how far it's off the ground, she might just jump, but I imagine it's not quite low enough for her to just leap onto the deck.
Always good to do a good deed every day.
Yeah, I feel good about that.
Yes,
Fly back
you've
up the ship.
learned the rough whereabouts of a null settlement.
Yeah, and we got a get out of jail free card.
No. Get a conflict free.
Get out of Knoll attack free.
Mm.
Oh. How'd it go?
Oh, and great, we got this.
Lovely fellow, yeah.
Yeah, real nice one. They're a ranger, apparently.
Might have accidentally picked a side in the war, but, you know, it
Eh,
happens.
You always have to pick a side.
Uh,
Don't stay on the fence. There's nothing worse than being neutral.
Well, we picked a side, but have we got them as allies?
oh, we've
Well,
got at
no,
least.
that-
This will mean they
We've
don't
made
attack us.
first-
We've
Yes,
got Merle as
we've
an
made-
ally.
We've
Yeah.
made first contact. We would need to do more things for. They said they had a chief, and we're fighting these Threkin.
Yeah,
At
Barry.
least that's an inn and we're not going to die.
Oh yeah. We're not gonna die. This means that they're not going to. The Knolls aren't going to attack us if we show them this. Although apparently the bug people are a hive mind, so they definitely know we just scared the shit out of them. So we should go now.
We didn't do anything hostile, though. They just ran away before we could tell them what we were doing.
We looked very hostile though.
Oh,
Apparently-
you probably.
Looks
I
can be
think they must-
deceiving.
I
They must
think you're now on the hit
startle-
list.
No,
Sorry.
The
Lou is on the.
Threkin start easily, but they'll probably be back in greater numbers.
Yeah, James, you could have chosen
not
a better voice.
I'm not even sorry.
You sound like you've got a bad throat
Right,
infection. Let's go. And Albina
Oh.
starts climbing back up to her crow's nest.
Yeah, the point
Okay.
just the point flies up riding Merida like a broomstick.
Oh,
Yes, the party continues on their way.
Okay.
And I've got the medallion, which I'll be looking at. Like, intimate's like, I like this. This is nice.
Oh, bloody well
There
lose
is
that.
There is no interruption for the rest of your journey on the third day as you start to fly by Banshee's Grove, and you can see to the north this massive expanse of trees of various types, kind of blocking anything from view. But occasionally, Alvina, with your perception, you're able to see what appear to be angelic, white armored figures flying above the treetops to the north of Banshee's Grove. You see both a mix of angelic wings and metal angel wings.
Metal.
Oh, that is cool.
Not that kind of metal.
But your
It's
third
still
day
cool. I'm an
It's still
artificer
cool,
as
yeah.
well.
goes without problem.
Brent, are you taking notes on how to fly?
Prefer the woods back home, but they're quite nice.
As you get into the fourth day of Imris, it begins to rain.
Albina's fine.
As-
She's having a shower.
The sky above you is still lit by this red glow, as you can start to see the tips of Imix's ribs kind of ascending into the sky each morning. And
Is
as
Sodoff
you
reacting to them?
Imix's ribs,
And that-
go ahead and give me a
because it-
wisdom save.
Also, I imagine Sodoff might be inside because it's raining.
Well, I mean, he might be looking out of a window.
Possibly. Because I
Wisdom
think rain will
save.
kill him, won't it?
7. Or is that? Or am I rolling that for sod off?
Yeah, I'll just have it for the both of you and anyone who's been exposed to Imix's essence.
Okay, I'll do it. What kind of check is this?
Wisdom save.
Yeah, I'm partly MX's essence because of the orb in my arm. What is it? Wisdom save.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a
It's just
wisdom
generic
save.
one, I'm assuming, so it's not going to activate.
Let's see how much you're all drawn to Imix's rib as it begins
Is it a charm?
rising in the horizon. It is not. It's an obsession.
Gotcha.
There's fire up
I
there.
assumed it would have been, but he's making sure. 4!
It is your pyromancy.
Pyromania.
They're all going to steal the ship and re-steer it towards Imix's rib.
As Alvina is tending the plants on the crow's nest, making sure that the new ones that she's growing are getting water. She's just staring.
It's raining.
That's why. That's why she's making sure the plants are outside now.
Through the last couple of days, it was slowly. You didn't quite notice it. It was a slow creeping in the kind of back of your mind. But as Imix's rib become more prominent each day on the horizon, Fade is able to easily push the feeling off. But Fukyu, Alvina, and Sawdoff, you begin finding yourself ever so slightly distracted by the tips of these mountains rising in the horizon. You feel yourself constantly kind of getting distracted and your eyes flickering to them as the light calls to you. As you feel a desire, a small one, a small craving, a niggling at the back of your head for now, to go to Imix's rib.
Mm-hmm.
Which is the equivalent of a moon in this world.
You go to the moon! I've had that feeling before.
It's not enough to cause any mechanical disadvantage yet, but you feel it is a forewarning of things that might come if it continues to rise in the sky.
Yep.
In that case, Fuck You is going to hang around the helm, and any time that Zormir isn't really paying attention, turn the wheel slightly towards it.
Hey, Alvin will just be like staring at it occasionally. She's taking a bit more off of her usual watch to look at it, essentially, occasionally. Then go back.
I'll roll.
I've got to.
I guess I'll roll a d20, determine where I'm. Or do you
I'm
want?
assuming. No, I'm assuming that like you would notice that the course has changed and just immediately turn it back.
Yeah, you course correct. It's like you
Yeah.
leave for like a minute and you go, I
I
swear
want to
we've
see
gone the wrong
how
way.
many times I do it.
Let's go, cool.
I will roll a fate to see if it happens often.
Just start looking,
Yes, it does.
just start looking for arcana mechanical reasons that the ship is being attracted to this place.
Yeah, it's being magnetized to the fire.
Bloody hell, why are we drifting?
Magnetic fire mountain.
What? We're drifting? Why are we doing that?
You keep touching
fuck
the
did you get
steering
here?
wheel.
When did you
I
Yeah.
Which
mean,
is always watching.
Gwen's trying to learn, but I didn't know you wanted to learn too.
What do you
No,
mean, learn?
last
I've flown the ship.
No, you
Crashed.
crashed the ship.
I
You
mean,
are
I
not
flew
allowed
it-
to pilot again. Neither is Alvina.
It flew before it crashed.
Hey,
He
I
flew
was.
into the ground.
Most things do.
I want
Hey,
Zormir to meet Almorn and just swap stories about their wards that crash ships all the time.
hey, I was good at flying when I was flying. I didn't crash once.
Yes, the paint job doesn't thank you. It's not a boat.
It is totally a boat.
Uh,
I'll be just saying all this while just staring at the mountains and then like flicking to you and then staring back at the mountains and then flicking to you. And she's up on the.
don't you feel like you know enough to take over? I'm taking fuck you away.
As all this is going on throughout the day, you actually notice that while it is raining, the actual rain itself seems to have a slight warmth to it.
Ooh, nice.
It's
Ooh,
actually
lovely.
quite pleasant in a way.
It's even better.
Yeah, like Assassin is essentially rain bathing.
Yeah,
on
so it's
deck right now.
Alvina is up in the crow's nest as well.
Which, speaking of, let's go quickly around the people who haven't spoken yet and find out what your characters are doing. Gwen, what is Gwen doing while all this is happening in the background?
I'm trying to learn how to fly the ship.
I think Gwen's steering, isn't he, at the moment?
That is goal number 1, protect Zormir. Goal number 2, Zormir dies, take ship.
Fair.
Priorities.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can respect that. You know.
Lou Grimm, what are you doing in the background while this is happening?
Feeling accomplished for scaring those Thraikeen away and nobody getting hurt and knowing Merle is safe.
Yeah, we made friend. You scared the shit out of some people and made a friend. It's great.
Yeah. So, happy Lou.
Yeah.
You accomplished something. Well, something good.
Something positive.
Yes.
No.
Very nice, very nice. I've already forgot who was in the previous scene. Assassin, what are you doing?
Pretty much, yeah, the rain bathing of like I've just found a really good spot, and is just quite happy. Essentially, lizard on sunrock level of just
You're just
no
sitting in some
response.
puddle.
Yeah.
The point.
So the point is pretty much constantly going back and forth from his room and the arc table, just trying things out on it, seeing if he can learn how to use it.
Nice.
Nice. And last but not least, Fade.
They have it. They're enjoying the rain, so they're standing in like just a spot with their eyes closed, feeling it on their skin and various body parts. And if I could, they would have taken a sample, labeled it, and put it on a shelf. They're just going to collect now new trinkets of their new travels.
Rain.
Cute.
That's fair. And Assassin, could you go ahead and roll me a d6 for the final evening of day 4?
I thought it was gonna be a save. Does he how much water did you just drown?
All right, then you finish up day 4 without encountering anything that disrupts your travels.
Nice.
As you continue on to day 5 of your journey south. You had 2 weeks and you're making good time. You predict that you actually might be able to get to Smokyard within the week, allowing you an extra week before the ship is supposed to arrive at Ironcore.
Nice.
Nice.
As we continue into the next day,
What weather
let's
we
see what the weather of the 5th day is like.
Oh.
Okay, and it's still the first week, which
Please
means
be thunderstorms. Come on,
no, you need to roll pretty low.
just
for
let the
that.
weather get
We lit-
progressively worse.
But right at the start when we were doing intros, it literally said weather warning, electric storms on my PC.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah.
Well,
Interesting.
it's raining now.
In Edinburgh.
Yeah.
It's raining here at
Oh.
the moment. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh,
It's nice. I can
it'll
hear
probably soon get to Dundee then.
It's not raining here. So.
But for the 5th day, the sky begins to clear again after the rain. You can actually see a little bit of a faint rainbow, kind of almost haloing the entire continent.
Are my plants starting to grow nicely? They've been watered.
Yes.
Remember, you gotta feed them as well.
As you travel for the 5th day, everyone go ahead and roll me another d6 for the next day of travel.
Hey, I didn't immediately get a 1. It was a maybe.
Yes.
Depends how populated this is.
Lou's coming up 6s today.
It is rolling well today.
3.
All right, for the 5th day. Oh, wow. Because they're all, none of you are rolling random encounters.
You'd expect at least one of us to.
Yeah, the thing is, you said it was like depending on how populated it is, and I'm assuming.
Yes, it's fair. It's only a 1 for the sparser, and it's a 1-2 for the settlements.
Let's say if like
it's-
8 of us are rolling.
Yeah, it was a roll. Can't surprise we're not getting a 1. Statistically, we should get a 1.
And it's mostly just because you were doing a lot of traveling between the map, and I don't want it to be constantly bogging
fine.
down the travel.
Fair.
Want to be nice little sprinkles in there. But as you travel through the 5th day, you find yourself undisturbed as you continue towards Smokyard. And as you kind of come around the bend of the mountain, you can start to see down this plus valley, now kind of shimmering with melody from the previous day's rain. You can kind of see patches of grass. You can see creatures running here and there. And I mean, occasionally you spot out of the corner of your eye these patrols of white armored individuals in the far distance to the west, kind of just over here patrolling the area south of Banshee's Grove.
Okay.
They kind of give you almost imperial vibes, but dressed in white. 3. We continue on to day 6. Which 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Day 6 also goes without incident. Let's see if there's any wacky weather though. This is 65 for the negative. 65. That's fine. That's still within the clear skies boundary.
Gotcha.
All right.
Got an idea.
So as
Alright,
we
in that
go,
case,
does
day
Zormir
7.
just sort of at the start of every day say, "Well, this is your pilot speaking. Looks like we have yet another day of flying towards MX's room. It's balmy 72 degrees outside, and looks like 0 chance of rain yet again."
It's clearly not
I've been
72
Dr. Zarmi.
degrees. We're not bursting into flames.
Fahrenheit.
Yeah, it's Celsius.
No one uses
No,
Fahrenheit.
70
No one
odd
uses-
Fahrenheit.
But we're in
Well,
we're in the shattered Altsphere. Everything's bad.
We're in
here.
the shatter.
Fahrenheit.
Yeah, everything sucks here. It's terrible. 70 odd degrees.
Probably
if-
more.
If Stormer isn't doing that, the point probably has set up a ship radio.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Just playing
actually.
music.
It's much more into the point.
This is
yeah.
point in the morning!
Dormir's probably more waiting for if he went to teach them more as he goes, so he can maybe get a break of steering and
Yes.
do some studying himself. Because there's an art table sitting there, and he's not getting to do squat in between.
I've just realised that
Flying.
Artificer Bard is literally just Streamer, the class.
Yep.
Oh my god. You're a YouTube.
Yeah,
Oh no!
God damn
points and
it.
influencer!
Oh, we knew that.
We knew
That
that.
one we knew.
But yeah, as you go into day 7, you start approaching the Smokyards, and as the name suggests, you can see billowing of various colored smoke in grayscale throughout the settlement, kind of drifting and rising into the air. Not a large degree, it kind of almost like the rock itself is simmering with small amounts of smoke rising from it. As similar to Titan Guts, there's these massive slabs of stone, but also throughout you can see what appears to be almost giant splinters of various woods rising, kind of sticking out of it. With that, I believe I need one final roll. So, Lugrim, roll me a d6 for the final day of travel.
Chris, did you say wooden spikes sticking out of the
Oh.
rib like a shanty town or scaffolding?
More like
Stronghold?
somebody's taken splinters and kind of there's dozens of splinters kind of coming out of this stone rubble slab.
It's like a stronghold kind of
So almost-
stakes, right?
Well, like I said, they're yeah, it's just giant stakes scattered throughout. Remember, everything is on kind of giant scale here, so it's as if you've gotten dozens of little
It's an
splinters in your
outpost.
flesh.
Yeah.
To clarify, they aren't like buildings or anything; they're just like
Ah.
giant trees sticking out of the rocks.
So it's like the Skull Island gate that's just huge and massive and got a bunch of spikes sticking out of it, basically. As Wolf said, a stronghold wall kind of situation.
If it's not a structure, Chris said, so it's just like after a forest.
Yeah,
fire.
it's just random giant wooden splinter spikes sticking out of the landscape. There's
like-
no rhyme or reason to them.
It's like a little forest after a forest fire. I would
There's,
imagine.
yeah, burnt trees.
Yeah, but sticking out of rubble.
Or there's a shitload of beavers about.
Yeah, really
So-
aggressive beavers.
We've dealt
So-
with the were rats, now the were beavers.
It's more It's more to make sure that there isn't like a central point that they're radiating out from. That wasn't like an explosion of trees or I don't know, some shit like that. Just checking. Thank you.
No. No, it is equally dispersed.
Does this count as a settlement? Because we might get an encounter if so.
Yes, but this is where we're going to switch maps
Hey.
over to the more localized Smokyard map.
Draftwood.
As you now have the choice and problem of you actually don't know exactly where the Deepwell settlement is, similar to how salvage is hidden among the rubble. You don't have exact coordinates for Deepwell. You just know it is somewhere in Smokyard. And with that, we are actually going to take a break there for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
You guys can discuss this during the break as to how you want to find the settlement, how you're going to make contact with it, what you want to do, and how much attention you might want to draw from the non-rebellion allied natives here. To note, the ship is not to scale. I've made it this big so you can actually see it.
We're not the size of a country. Got it. Back in a second.
Yeah.
I'm gonna...
But yes.
Hang on, I've got the music that I can play.
Yeah, I have no idea how we're going to find it.
Tequila!
No. No drink. Down. Does anyone have any kind of spells to...
Preference?
Like utility
Not
spells?
preference.
I've got speak with animals.
Spells for what?
Location things or anything like that?
I mean,
No.
I've got my scrying, but it takes a while to cast.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see if we've got
We've got
anything
time.
useful.
You can cast Divination.
Do you have divination?
Probably. But that means I have to speak to my god again, and I don't want to.
No, I
He's
mean,
either
I mean,
big.
I can cast it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I asked. Can you cast it? Right.
Can you cast
I,
what?
I can. I just said I can
Divination.
cast it.
You know, I also could do. I could commune with nature and find out where the settlement is.
You always want to commune with nature.
I mean,
As
yeah.
soon as you got that, it's like, hey, is this an opportunity for me to chat to some trees or shit?
Can I
Chat
trap?
with
Can
the
I trap
trees.
with my dragon? That's what I do. It's a special commune with nature, remember? 'Cause it's the barbarian one.
Yeah.
I don't talk to the trees. I talk to a giant spirit monster, which is really depressed with me.
Mm.
You talk to the animals.
Pretty much.
I can speak to the animals.
I can also speak to the animals.
Hey,
Tone Barbarian
Yes,
gets 3 like really niche but really funny spells.
One of you is Dr. Dolittle.
Alvina's the Dr. Doolittle, if the Dr. Doolittle also love to eat them.
that's a very different Doctor Dolittle.
So Gwent doesn't want to talk to her god.
It's more like Dr. Moreau, really.
Dr. Moreau.
Alvina could talk to...
Did Dr. Murray eat his animals? Or
Probably.
it's been a while since
I
I've read
mean,
it.
I mean, probably
It's
the
been a
ones that didn't mutate well enough.
Yeah,
Like, there's
fair.
got to be one guy he must have mutated with a slug, and it was like, oh god, oh,
Why would you
Kill it,
eat
yeah.
that?
I don't know. Fun.
Yeah, I can do beast sense and speak with animals. And commune with nature. Because why not, right?
Yeah.
Comes down to who wants to use their resource. And how accurate would your resource be?
Give me a second, I will find what commune with nature's
Um,
exact one. I think you can find
I
settlements.
mean, scrying really only works if I know, like, the
Yeah.
person that we're looking for.
Yeah, we don't know anything specifically there.
Yeah.
That's
My
reasonable.
locate object / creature thing won't turn up anything.
Right.
Yeah, my speak with animals can only be used for speak with animals, but also requires us to find some animals that know things.
Yeah, mine is once per day
Mm.
is the downside, and it's only within 3 miles. So if we could get within, like, some general area, then I can find it. But I'd like us to get a general area, because I'm assuming this area is bigger than 3 miles.
Yeah, how big is a hex?
I can use my
find that.
divination then to find the right hex, and because
Not
they're
big
an artificer kind of that animancer thing, I guess there would be like a shockwave blood hunter. Yeah, I guess I've released like a shockwave into the earth to scan for life or something, like
Yeah.
a Star Trek. I do Star Trek bullshit.
If you can get us a general area, like, just, it's in this vicinity, I can almost certainly find it. But we need to get within the general, this fucking area,
Mm.
and then I'll find it.
Oh,
Because
Chris is back
I've
with
got
you now.
exactly 1 chance today to do this.
We've got a week, so we've got 7 chances.
Exactly. I've got 1 chance to get there today. That was my main thought. And we're probably
Oh,
going to draw
smart.
some attention if we're just flying around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Flying around.
I mean, can
at the
anybody like
speed of
cast
sound.
invisibility on the ship?
Hell no.
for
I can
for like 7 days.
I can cast
need some-
invisibility.
Yeah, keep recasting it.
I doubt Chris will allow
That
it to be
doesn't
on the
work.
ship.
No, Chris has already stated.
Yeah, I
he
know,
can't.
I know.
We'd have to make that tech, and that's not going to be cheap.
Well, to be honest, he stated that it can't be done normally, as in, like, permanently. We probably could cast it, but it'd be, like, really inefficient, and we wouldn't be able to do it for long enough.
Yeah.
It would be blipping every so
Exactly,
often.
every so often, until we
Until
ran
they
out
start
of
to
spells.
come into view and then disappear
We
again.
can give it a few hours, essentially, but it's not long.
Even that, I don't
Is it-
think we could.
Terrible idea.
I don't think we could cast invisibility on the ship. The ship's too big.
You cannot. We've already, this question has come up. I've denied it.
As
That's
actually
why-
already,
That was more of a joke
Yeah.
than being anything else.
it was saying we could do it. Maybe we could do it if Chris allowed it, but it's also a really dumb idea.
Yeah.
You want an invisible ship? You have to go find the Arcanite tech to do it.
Any
So,
questions?
Side
What was your
mission,
question first,
find
then, James?
Arcanite tech for invisibility.
Oh yeah, how? It was James's one to use divination to find within, like, general, like, few miles of the settlement, and then I could commune with nature to find the settlement. Was, I believe, the point, right?
I think so, yeah.
All right, I am back. Is everyone else back?
I think so. Lose back.
Think so?
Say,
Anybody
say
else
back
leave?
if you're not here.
Back.
I'll just be a couple minutes.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, there.
I also love the way that commune with nature actually finds settlements. By the way, it's where the magic doesn't work in the area. It's the area I can't get information. Like,
Ironically.
it's basically I find where my magic isn't, and that's where it tells me the settlement is.
Anywhere you don't see a magic spot, it's like, it's over there.
Pretty much. It's very strange, but it works.
Place that doesn't glow.
I'm actually really enjoying this music that I've got playing for the stream.
Ooh,
Oh, I haven't actually got the stream open today.
I don't either. I have mine.
Wow, you could be helping our numbers out here, and you're not.
I forgot to. Going to the shops, ruined everything.
Yep. Hey, don't worry. I forgot to tweet that I was streaming, like, the other day, like, completely, because it was so off the rails. It was for the Geddon stream, Bob. Then we ended up playing Munchkin
Okay.
for like 4 hours.
Yes, a person showed up
Alright.
late for and totally destroyed us.
He did say we did warn that Jay was gonna win. Yeah, we all good?
All right, let's get back to it then. So, as you approach Smokyard at the end of the 7th day, you're able to get to the perimeter of this expanse of similar to Titan Guts, the rubble with these large wooden pillar spikes sticking out randomly throughout the landscape with no rhyme or reason to it, with this slightly grayscale, different coloring smoke rising from each area. Now, technically, you have no idea what each region name is called, but for the sake of easy administration, the names are there for reference points. As you are approaching, are about to set off on your 8th day to find the settlement, how would you like to approach this, knowing that you do not know exactly where the settlement is, and you'd like to draw the least amount of attention from whatever creatures or denizens might reside here? After all, you know that Titan Guts itself had the Oni and the Oni King. They had the Amethyst Knight and Titan Worms. There's no telling what strange creatures or hostiles might also be sharing the area with the rebellion.
Okay, so Fade, you're going to do the divination first, so we can get a general vicinity.
Yeah, sure, I can do that.
All right, well, explain to me what you're going to do.
Some Star Trek bullshit.
Yep, that really helps narrow it
Yeah,
down.
that's it.
Are you going to die now?
He's gonna get beaten
He's
up.
not rich.
Yeah, so casting time, 1 action. Magic puts you in contact with a god or a god's servants.
That sounds like a poor choice.
Yeah. So it's for Fade, I don't know.
Pillar guy.
It might be Hillerman. It could be Imix, because like his essence is in my arm. But I don't know. It could be Death himself, like the guy who resurrected me. So maybe I'll try and contact him, and ask him which way, as this would further. I would phrase it as this would further our goals to get to killing all the dudes that you want dead. So I can ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. You offer a truthful reply, might be a short phrase, cryptic rhyme, omen, etc., etc.
It's just gonna be that way, and no response or indication.
Yeah.
So basically, Fade's gonna say to everybody, "Look, guys, I know a guy. He can hopefully show us the way."
It's more of a ritual type thing that he does.
Well, if it's an action, it isn't.
Action?
That is an action one, yeah. I don't know.
Fair enough.
No, you also all gain the benefits of a long rest, by the way.
Yay!
I guess.
Actually, did we get into the area the previous evening?
No,
yeah,
you
we could've
just
gone.
got into the perimeter at the end of day 7.
Oh yeah. Basically it was like just before I have the long rest, because even though I have a shorter long rest than everyone else, can I do my commune with nature just before I go to bed, basically?
Yes.
So then I get basically 2 shots at it. I'd summon the dragon up again in my little cubby on the top before I go to bed, which gives me information of 3 miles. Is given to 3 facts my choice following subjects related to the area. 3 bodies water. Basically, which way is the settlement in this like 3 miles? I'm assuming it's just 3 miles like in to where. So it's doubtful it's there. Any dangerous animals?
See, dangerous to me and dangerous to Alvina are different.
That's what
Fade sees a dangerous animal, is like, well, shit, that's gonna kill us. Alvina goes, no, come here.
Yeah, but still.
And befriends it.
And because of where we are, I'm gonna ask if there's any powerful celestials in the area as well.
Hilariously, I think that determines what you roll on, but I'm gonna go with yes.
You have a chance of finding out.
That's my.
Oh, that was also probably the other question I should probably find out is technically you could come either really hugging the mountains and come near Northsider, or you can come a little bit more to the west and come just near Norfolk. Zormir, since you were charting the path, which area would you like to be in? This square or this square? Your choice as to how these spells work.
Probably this side, because obviously, if he's pointing out the Celestials on that side, I'll probably steer a little bit away from them.
I don't even know if the Celestials haven't been the information yet.
Oh, you saw the white.
Oh,
thing.
the Angels and the White Knights.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I definitely point them out.
Now, Chris keeps forgetting to actually jot down what the scale of this map is, somewhere convenient, because I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to let it trigger the next hexes.
Okay.
Because that just seems easier to me, even if it's slightly overkill. 'Cause I'm pretty sure it might be more than 3 miles.
Probably, but we were like, I don't know.
I don't know. Hey, your spell just works better on the ship for some reason.
It's
made
out.
of wood.
It turns out it's line of sight. This spell. Who knew?
But you're looking for settlements in this area?
Yeah, it allows me to check for basically, settlements, dangerous animals specifically, and powerful celestials are the 3 questions that I basically asked for.
Okay. You do not find a settlement in Northsider or Norfolk.
Okay.
For dangerous animals, you do get a ping from a large, actually a gargantuan beast that seems to roam in between the valleys of the Titan Stone. And just for the sake of it, you get a name that conjures in your head, even if it's not how the spell works. It is how it works now. The creature actually has an animal name, and also seems to have been given a name by the gods themselves, which pops into your head as the Borag, which is a spiked hedge boar.
Big ass hedgehog.
Hedge boar.
It's a what's it called? It's a freaking gigantic. The things from Warhammer. There's giant I'll send you a picture later. But there's giant
Gold
spiked.
Grunters? Gold Grunters?
No, not Gold Grunters. The ones the Beastmen have.
Oh, yes.
Those things. Razor Gore. Razor Gore. It's a mega Razor Gore. What was it? Borag.
The Borag. A spiked hedge boar. Particularly a gargantuan spiked hedge boar, since they do come in smaller varieties.
Nice. Alvina's curious to see it now, because she's going one of 2 things.
Read what the point has said.
No adopting Borag the hedge boar, even if it's blue. What if it's red?
See above.
That'd be a hedge echidna then, wouldn't it?
Well played.
But in terms of celestials, in this area, there's 10 regions, so there's a 2 in 10. Let's see if it rolls a 1 or a 2. Nope. Nope, you do not get the sense of any powerful celestials in these 2 regions.
Cool. So yeah, I basically go to Zormir just before heading to bed. The settlement's not close yet. We've still got a little ways to go.
Okay.
But Fade, were you doing your thing the night before entering the settlement? Or before entering the region? Or are you doing it after you've already flown in? That's pretty good.
So it's a spell, and I can cast it a couple of times a day. I'll try it the night before, and I'll ask as I peer in against the wall and try. Oh, it's almost like Vader activating the thing that summons the Emperor in that sort of blue hologram thing. That's what I'm. That's pretty fun. Didn't think about that before.
The projector,
yeah.
basically.
Yeah. And I just sort of reach out and burn some things and offer up little tinklings of the rainwater as things from this area, and ask which way, if I can, if that's I'll burn that resource and then ask which way is the rebel outpost.
You see in the kind of smoke rising up, the figure of the Grim Reaper takes takes
form.
Takes form. The skeleton in a white suit with black tie, smoking his cigar, kind of looks down at you with his hollow, dead eyes. I like this place. Letting kind of the smoke from his cigar mingle with the smoke from your incense. Yes. There is death here. And life struggling to hold. Between iron and ash, your stragglers survive, one by one, dropping like flies. As he flicks the cigar at you and vanishes. Yeah, there you go.
No words are necessary. I mean, he's a dick, but he's fucking enigmatic, isn't he? He's got a look. He's got an enigma about him. You'd love to see it.
As we head into the next day, there is still clear skies on day 8.
Nice.
How would you like to proceed? Each hex pretty much takes a third of the day, since you can travel 3 in one day, and will involve a random encounter roll. But the question is, which direction would you like to start exploring in as you do your various spells, as you get closer and closer to areas to try and ping off?
We can go 3, right? So I'd say if we go to this hex, pretty much dead center.
But since it's a roll per third of the day anyway, I'm just going to do 1 hex at a time. So you can change course as you try new spells or new methods.
I was meaning for my one, because I can use
Yeah,
mine only once per day.
Yeah.
And I'll delete these later. So there's no,
Here.
it's not in that one. It's not in this one.
Yeah, those are the 2 we know it's not in. I mean, I guess technically it's not in this one either, because there's a little nub in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Did Death give me any indication? You just this place in general, this area
No, he said between iron and ash.
between iron and ash.
oh, here.
Which is like ironwood and white
It's
ash.
in South Point, basically.
So let's just assume that
But we don't know where that is.
We don't know the names.
Oh, yeah.
You do. This is a player puzzle. This isn't a...
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
then between Ironwood and White
It
It shows up on our the little
It's-
quest icon shows up on our
it's
mini
here
map as a general
Or
radar.
here, basically.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So if we get to here, I'll find where it is.
Oh, oh, here.
What
and
What
here.
worries me is that he said they were dropping like flies. Are they? I worry if there is a poisonous gas in the area.
Maybe, if it is volcanic.
Does your nature sense? I don't know the name of it. Does your nature sense give you knowledge of poisonous gas?
My spirit dragon, it does, I think, say... natural phenomena, I believe.
That's all the
Natural.
Terrain and
under
bodies of
attack.
water, yeah. Terrain and bodies of water, so I guess that'd count.
Unless it is unnatural, and they're being hunted
Possibly.
by
The giant
something.
the giant spiky pig might be eating people as well.
What? Giant
What?
spiky
There's a
pig.
giant spiky pig.
Oh yeah, it's called the borag.
You didn't think to mention that
It was-
last night as well?
Well, it's a pig, it can't fly. It's literally the old
It's-
saying.
Pigs can, of course, fly.
No,
Even I know that.
only if I throw them. But no, there's apparently some mega pig which has a name. It's called the borag. It's the size of a small hillside.
The Borag.
Yeah,
Okay.
every time Alvina says the borag,
There's an
he
X.
just is that like is it like a Kuatoa thing? Kuatoa. The borag.
The borag. The borag.
It is, but it's just the point following Alvina around.
I can believe that.
Yeah.
So this square first? Then
Yeah, that's
an
perfect.
ironwood.
Yes, but as you go through each square, Zormir, go ahead and roll me a d6. On a 1 or 2, you'll get a random encounter. As you are now in a populated area.
Hey!
Hey!
Oh, you know what that
Well
means,
done.
Zormir?
We can't roll
Get
it.
to use the Scrapland random encounter. Roll me a d20 and don't roll a 1.
Tarask.
I got the same
Hedgehog.
AC.
Ooh.
You don't. You got one
What?
less. Is it
Maybe.
26, Tarask?
Oh, we're changing my things that I got. I don't.
Alright.
And, you know,
I think
shield.
Tarask's 26, isn't it? I don't know. It's been a while.
As you begin making your way through the kind of just flying above the valleys, you can see below there the landscape's not too dissimilar to Titan Guts, but there seems to be more groves of trees dotted around here and there. Particularly wherever these large spikes hit into the ground, they seem to almost be growing groves around them. But as you're coming through the valley, you kind of see smoke rising. You're finding it difficult to steer through the smoke as it starts to kind of obscure your vision of the surrounding area. And as you come through one of these little smoke pockets that go blown in the way, you find yourself a little bit lower down than you were expecting near one of the higher cliff rises. And as you do, sitting on top of the cliff, Alvina, you spot what appears to be... Actually, I need to roll for this. 4 chimeras not paying attention to the party, playing what appears to be a friendly game of dice.
What type of chimera?
Playful kind.
What colour are we looking at here?
Gambling kind.
A mirror can technically be anything that is just a fusion of 2 or more creatures.
Yeah, so
I'm assuming it's one of the-
is a chimera.
I'm assuming it's the standard chimera, which is what is it? Dragon, lion, and goat. So that's what I was basically going. So, what kind of dragon are we dealing with on these heads?
It is a gold. They are 4 gold-headed chimeras with the head of a gold dragon, a what appears to be a lion with a large, thick mane. Quite a luxurious, padded, almost like Lion's Witch in the Wardrobe.
Aslan style.
Aslan, kind of just massive puff of golden hair mane, and the head of a eagle.
Nice. These are I will call these noble chimera. I don't know if that's their actual name. That's what I'm going with. That is really cool.
Or Nob mirrors for short.
No.
Or Knobs, as fuck you will eventually describe it.
That's why I was saying no.
But they do not appear to have noticed you in their playing of games.
Yeah.
The party is able to stealth past them, or you are able to interact with them. Your choice.
Let's not, because the last time we lost Steve.
Yes.
I'll go zombie chimera.
Shit.
So I found this image, which
Oh, have you found
is a pretty good reference actually.
Is there a picture for these? I want to see this.
Ah,
That is really good. Yeah. That is an awesome picture. That's perfect. Actually. That's bang on the money. I like that. For those of you who are watching the streams, tough luck.
Yeah.
But it's really cool.
It's really cool.
Take our word for it.
Flying.
It's cool.
Flying through the as you're also flying through the kind of smoke rising up to you, you actually notice that it has a kind of dark red maroon kind of grayish tint to the smoke, and as you kind of whiff through it, you actually get a smell of what is almost like a kind of reddish berry smell, like a raspberry or some sort of mix between raspberry and strawberry.
They're
into
fucking
it.
vaping. They're fucking vaping.
We get it, mate.
Jesus. God.
Interesting. So there's some strawberry. Albina's like, oh, some fruit burning down there. She's trying to look. She'd be keeping more close eye on the chimera, but she would just absolutely think
It's kind of difficult to see through the obscuring smoke, but go ahead and give me a perception check. No, technically this would be a perception check at disadvantage for the obscured area.
I think I might be immune to that, actually.
For obscured areas? Ooh.
I think I have that, yeah. I think that's part of the eagle vision. Or it's something I've got. I remember I have something that stops it for some obscure. I just need to check which
Now
type.
I will take your word for it. Roll me a flat roll, and I'll murder your character later if it turns out to be false.
No, it's for light. It's for dim light, not it's perfect area. So I will do corruption.
Well,
I'll
that's
do
when
it with
you save your
disadvantage.
character.
Oh yeah, that's why it's worth checking. Disadvantage. 20.
Ooh.
Literally eyes of an eagle.
Okay, you're able to actually follow the smoke back, even through the shifting, hilly kind of various layered tiers of the Titan Stone, back to what appears to be a large spike that has a kind of red oak color to it, and there seems to be a grove underneath it where the smoke is billowing from, as there appears to be fire flickering down beneath it. It seems the grove around this spike is afire, or is aflame.
Oh, interesting.
But you'd have to get fly down into that region to get a closer look at it. But yes, so that's your morning. Where would you like to steer the ship into the afternoon?
And to where the hex that has Ironwood written on it, I think, is the best one.
Into Ironwood? Okay, then let's go. Who hasn't had a chance to roll much yet? The Point. We'll blame you
Okay.
for this one. Roll me
Hello.
a d6.
Come
And
on,
do not
Point.
get a 1 or 2.
Uh-oh.
6.
You get a 1.
2.
Yes! We can't roll a 1! My god, can we roll 2s?
There's no difference between 1 and 2. It just triggers a roll in the encounter table.
I know all
Go
the
ahead
previous
and roll
ones
me
we
a
failed to
D20
roll a 1, remember?
As you gain another random encounter as you move into
Yeah.
Ironwood in the afternoon.
Was that roll a d20? I didn't know. People.
Yep, roll a d20.
Okay.
Do not roll a 1.
Roll a 1 is a meteor. Or just a dragon or something. I love the chimeras, that was cool.
Okay, that's a 1 and a
10.
0, so...
10!
I mean, technically, you did roll a 1.
Okay. Gotta figure out how to translate some of these. I made them generic.
Be interesting then.
No, that's fine. As you're moving into Ironwood, there's actually a downdraft that kind of forces the ship to take a bit of a dip before Zormir can properly correct for it. And as you do, almost seemingly appearing out of nowhere, having leapt from some distant hill and landed on the actual ship itself.
Is it a rock?
It is not.
Oh, I thought that'd be so cool!
Let me just see if I
Charisma
can-
rock, agility rock.
No, I meant the bird, not...
Oh,
No,
the bird.
No,
Went back on the ship.
that's the 1. If you roll 1, you just get immediately attacked by a rock.
yes!
Nice.
No, landing onto the ship is this large, stone-colored wolf.
I literally
Right.
thought the size was like Toby Kadachi from Monster Hunter.
Actually needs to be a little bit smaller for large. There you go. As the wolf lands on the ship, takes a look around, and then looking at the nearest person, which hilariously is the Point on this map.
I put Point there, so let him put himself
Yeah,
where
the
he would
Point
be.
also rolled, so
Yeah,
If
that's
I
it.
could-
I was up there.
appropriate for the Point to be
Fair
the
enough.
first one there.
I think Gwent might not be at the bow, though.
The wolf looks to you, then gets down onto its stomach and whimpers at you.
Alvina is
No,
immediately
it's
jumped
not a
off.
pet.
Alvina's immediately got off the...
My pet. I'll cast Speak with Animals and say, "Who's a good
He's a good boy.
I will also cast Speak with Animals.
He's
Everyone.
the goodest boy.
What the hell's going
as
on
you-
over there?
Doggy!
The wolf itself doesn't actually seem to have fur. It almost seems to be kind of this strange mix of a very smooth, almost like gargoyle large wolf, but with such a sleekness that it does seem to have texture to it, just made of stone instead of fur.
I still have some.
Yeah.
I still have some Titan
Muscle.
flesh stone.
Yeah.
Titan muscle. I attempt to feed the stone wolf
Easy.
some Titan muscle.
Well, actually, before that, you hear them whimpering now with your speak of animal of food,
Yep.
food.
Yep.
Yep.
Food.
Strangers give food.
Doggo.
Dogger.
Yes. So I will attempt to feed the Titan muscle, and if that doesn't work,
I'll be getting
Yes.
some monster food out, guaranteed. If you like, I'll be while you're doing that. I'm going in case that doesn't work, and I'm just
Yeah.
prepping.
this good food.
As you hand over the food, the stone wolf begins eating it up. Good food. Mmm.
Okay, that eats stone.
Eats rock. Good to know. I think I have a chunk of that too, actually. So I have one. Yeah, I have a small chunk of it still. Okay.
Only have the one.
I think we both took one exactly. Oh, I have a lot.
Yeah.
I have some random crystals that are valuable. We might eat them too. We'll see.
But it continues just eating up its food now, seemingly not paying attention to people around it as it eats.
I would like to pet the wolf.
I would also like to pet the wolf.
You do. Given the season and the kind of warmth beginning to kind of emanate into the air, previously it was kind of this dull Scottish cold day, but now it's beginning to be a bit more warm every day as Imris continues in its progress. The wolf now has this kind of warm to the touch stone sensation, as if it's a heated rock.
Oh,
A face palm of
yeah,
yet another
damn it.
fucking pet.
Hey, this was one isn't mine alone, so.
Yeah. He's a good boy.
Good food. More food.
I have another one.
Second food.
I have one. I have one.
Yeah.
Titan muscle rock. I'll proffer it to the stone wolf.
He takes it. He's good food. Good strangers, not like bad strangers.
Oh no, we're bad strangers.
Bad strangers to west. Bad strangers burn trees.
Oh no. Very bad strangers. We like trees here. Gestures at potted plant.
I thought you could have gestured at me for a second there.
Gesture at potted plant
You're the
out
keeper
Imris.
of potted plants.
Oh, Vina is now a potted plant.
I mean, I'm dressed in plants, aren't I?
Yes, plants, friends. Plants break rock,
Yeah.
make him easier to eat.
Yes.
That is awesome.
What? Want to stay? We break rock sometimes.
Often.
No, back to family with food.
Ah, okay. That's fair.
This is Crow. Crow the stone dog.
Thank stranger for food, as he picks up the extra food and jumps off the ship.
No.
And we all feel very happy.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, aww. Note to self. I just look at the point and go, note, we need more rocks.
Yep.
Also, I'd
Agreed.
like at this point Assassin to have come up to the upper deck, having not seen any of this,
Oh,
and just be like, "Hey, so what you all doing?"
That's the
Oh,
point
there was a
Alvina are
dog.
discussing, like, right, we need to get more stones.
yes.
Are you throwing
What-
stones at people?
No, we're feeding stones to dogs. Oh, also there was a dog.
Like
No,
at this point,
no.
just screaming,
That's
like,
why
at
Alvina
this
says it
point,
like
you-
that.
angry screaming.
Oh yeah, but she didn't see it. So Alvina's gonna be like that.
So
Thank
any
fucking
suitably large
another
wolf
pet.
is a dog.
Yeah.
So any suitably nice wolf is a dog. So
Yeah. And because we are here, and
Dogs are just simply well-trained wolves.
pretty
Yep.
much. Alvina will do. We'll choose now to do the community nature, and obviously the first one is going to be once again ask about the settlement. I'm getting ready for that. The other ones are going to be any dangerous, basically non-living, but not living creature, natural phenomena, basically. It's just dangerous terrain, essentially, is what I can ask about. And the final one
Where do we find more stone wolves?
I'm gonna go with. This seems like the kind of place. Dangerous elementals in the area.
Okay. I said this would give you a 1 round.
Yeah.
This is technically gonna count. And then also I need circles for the dangerous terrain.
Just all the circles everywhere.
Yeah, there's just one big circle. Everything's dangerous.
Fly where you want to fly.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna
Yeah,
be
it tells.
any of the center region.
It seems to tell me what. It seems to indicate that it tells me what they are, but not like any super crazy. Like it's this. It tells me it's dangerous and it's because of this. It seems to say.
Yeah, I think that catches all the ones in the area. Technically this red one's a little bit further up. Okay, so the red circles, well, first of all, the green circle is where your spell detects effectively a settlement.
Awesome.
The red circles are environmental dangers, and you get the idea and sense of or kind of like an image in your head of the giant wooden splinters that have pierced into the area, seemingly exploding in a shower of splinters, almost like a hedgehog dislodging their quills, scattering around the surrounding area in a massive radius explosion of splinters.
Got it. They're porcupines.
Yep.
And then the X is the dangerous elementals, as you get the sense of a what you can only describe as a mix between a water and earth elemental made of honey.
Ha!
Got it.
Okay.
Be elemental.
We need the poo?
It's a honey elemental.
Honey. Where's the big B when we need it?
Alvina's like. Alvina's like just mental as well. Well, that's new. She has like
What do you mean that's new?
If anyone is looking at her as she's doing this, like talking to the dragon, she'll just go, well, that's new, briefly.
What do you mean?
There's a honey elemental that's apparently very dangerous. That way?
What the fuck?
I don't know!
Sounds
Note
delicious.
yourself
It
very
does.
weird.
Alvina's stomach grumbles.
No, you can't eat it.
Oh, yeah, eat something. But yeah, I found the settlement, by the way.
Good. Which way?
That way. And I point the direction the settlement is. Oh, also, you know the big splinters on the ground?
Yes?
They explode into a shower of spikes, killing anything nearby, so don't touch them. Or go near them. Or be in the general vicinity.
Anything
Good to
I'm right,
know.
but Alvin's just gonna say it like that. They explode in spikes, killing everything.
You're away from pointing straight into that corner and steer more towards the side.
Okay, so as you begin kind of skimming over the more mountainous terrain of Driftwood, as you begin searching the area for a settlement, go ahead and Blue Grim, roll me the final D6 on your random encounter.
If there was,
Not roll a 1 or 2.
if there was ever a time to get 1 into a 1,
3.
You do not encounter anything that obstructs your journey as you begin searching for the settlement. Now, you have a rough idea of the area the settlement is, but as you know, the settlement itself is probably underground or in a cave or something, but not, or at least not visible to aerial scans.
Yeah.
Given that you know the other empires do have ships, and the rebellion has deliberately hidden their settlements out of way. How would you like to locate a entrance into the settlement or make contact with the people of the settlement?
Alvina's gonna be scanning the area to see if there's anything that would be an indication of, because she knows roughly to look
Does
for
anyone-
civilization of the humanoids, essentially. So she'd look
Does
for any
anyone have-
sign of life. Because I have survival.
Any spells that would communicate with the settlement, or does
While you're asking the party about spells, Alvina, go ahead and roll me a perception check. This is going to be a high DC, but not impossible, since you are aware of what you're looking for. I'm going to set DC at 25.
That is requiring a 20.
and
Ah!
Oh,
Can someone guide me?
damn.
Gwen, can you guide
It
me?
said guidance before, so
Did you?
yes.
Yay, come on.
I will allow guidance. You need to roll at least a 2.
Come on. Damn it.
Oh,
You are so
inspiration.
close.
You know, your destiny point.
I rolled an 18. It's a bit...
it could roll worse.
I will probably roll worse. So.
But I'd ask Abigail if they know anyone in this region.
She shakes her head. She's never left Titan Guts before.
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't have any way to communicate, even if we did know someone. You see any good landing spots down there?
If there is any, I think I've spotted them.
Yes, you've spotted several good landing spots.
Yeah. There's a few places we could hold up.
You think we'd have better chance of spotting them on land?
Well, they have probably. To be fair, we know it's here. They've probably spotted us. And so if we land and show that we're not monsters, well, relatively speaking, we probably they might come out and investigate like they did at Salvage.
Salvage. Are they
Well,
rebels down
Somebody
here?
else can steal our ship.
I mean, our ship was crashed last time and we weren't there.
The
Yeah,
rebels
and they
are
got
allies,
stolen.
aren't they?
Yeah, because we weren't there.
The rebels are allies down here, aren't they? Or we?
I
Or
hope
they just
so.
went. And
Yes. There's a rebel little outpost.
so
We've
Abigail.
Yeah,
at
We've
least-
got-
but
We've got
are they
papers,
gonna know
I assume.
we are?
We've got papers, I assume, or something that says we are good guys.
Abigail at least knows
We've
how
got, we've got
to.
a null medallion.
I don't think they might not be that Knoll tribe. If they are, it'd be very interesting, but good to know, I suppose.
But yes, Abigail would have apparel off the rebellion that makes them denotable as one.
Yeah. we have a way of going.
Yes,
Don't
Abigail
shoot
has a
us
white
on
hat.
sight. Don't shoot us on sight. Essentially. I'll take not getting shot on sight. That's a good start. It's better than we usually get.
But yes, what's the plan? You want to settle, effectively dock in one of the clearings and wait to see if the rebellion contacts you?
I'd say that seems decent.
Might as well give it a day or so. Yeah.
Yeah, get land in one of the areas. Have a little bimble about in the immediate area. A few of us at least, and
I believe if Abigail can give a detailed description of someone, he could use sending at them.
That's why I asked initially.
we don't.
and
She doesn't
don't
know anybody
anyone.
here, unfortunately.
But
Let's just show that we're not anything particularly hostile. I think that's our best
yeah,
shout. Right? They've probably seen us by now. We're not exactly the most inconspicuous group.
This is also getting into the night. So as you kind of dock the ship in a clearing and effectively wait to see if the rebellion contacts you, you're most likely going to be waiting a couple hours, you suspect, as they kind of scout you out before even making an approach. Feel free to, I don't know, throw a banner up saying "Hi Rebellion" or something, but that might seem too much like a trap.
Yeah, it'd be a bit obvious.
But as you kind of settle in for the night, you'll need to take watch effectively if you still want to gain all benefits of a long rest. So, with that, who would like to take the first watch?
I'd be happy.
If it's still light, then Gwent will.
Yeah,
Because can't see in the dark.
yeah.
I'll take the second watch, if that's all right, because I only need 4 hours because I'm a dead boy.
Yeah, then I can take the final 2 if you guys like, because I will have had my long rest
Yeah.
by that point.
Yep. I can take the mid 2. I'll take 2 and 3, the third one with Alvina, if that's what you want.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. Second set of eyes is always good.
Yeah, we can chat about you killing me.
Yeah. I still don't entirely sure Alvina's 100% believes that you're the professor. So...
Alright. So, as Gwent takes the first watch and the rest of the party gets some rest for your encounter with the Rebellion at the end of... What were we on? Day 8 as you were exploring? At the end of day 8, Gwent, go ahead and roll me a d6. On a 1 or 2, you get a random encounter. On a 6, the Rebellion finds you.
Yay!
Ooh.
Rats
Check
again!
Alright, you roll me a d20.
Do not get the raise bore, whatever the hell it's called again.
That 6 isn't bad. Or
Debatably, it might not be bad.
yeah,
It's not a 1.
It might be bearable.
It's a bear! Got it!
Yeah, well, you know,
Giant bear.
smoky.
Smoky.
Okay.
Only you can start Forest
So,
Fires.
as you are taking watch, go ahead and give me a perception check as well. As you begin to hear the faint sound of what sounds like steel clashing against steel.
The rebellion's being wiped out as we rest.
okay. Gonna
Yeah,
guide
armor.
myself.
70.
Damn.
That was a bad roll.
Yeah, I'm say.
I mean, it's a terrible roll for me. But
Yeah, I'm say 18
Yeah,
is
that's
awful.
what I mean.
Jeez.
Plus 13, holy crap. As you get to a vantage point view to kind of have a look around, you eventually manage to see just a little bit of a gap through the various valleys and hills where you can just about make out flashes of movement. And you see that it appears to be kind of towards this southern large tree grove itself. As you kind of get towards the back of the ship and are looking back, you see what appears to be these small, almost hairy creatures in green camouflage, seemingly sparring with each other. As you can see, a number of figures kind of crowding around them watching. You're unsure what to make of this from a distance, but you'd have to get closer to find out more.
how far are they away?
Maybe only 5-10 minutes walk down the valley.
So how many seconds is that for Gwen?
5-10 minutes for
I-
Gwen.
Okay. Several miles away, understand?
Keeping an eye, but not going to investigate. But like getting near to. I'm guessing we have like a bell in the middle of shit's gone wrong.
Yeah, you can have the classic alarm bell.
I was gonna say, you gonna tell anybody?
You steer near it in case you need it.
Oh yeah.
All right, you do so. You hear the clashing continue for what seems like almost an hour. Occasionally, there's pauses and moments where there's multiple sets of clashing. You kind of get the idea, or actually, give me an insight check first, because your background may know this, but you weren't naturally inclined to know it.
Insight. 25.
Ooh, damn.
Damn.
This sounds very familiar to training practice. The pausing and almost the one
Which
set
you
of
never
clashings of
attended.
structure. Which you never attended, but seemingly you paid a lot of attention to. And then multiple sets of clashing as people are practicing what was just laid out. You sound as if you're listening to a training grounds. And it might actually be that maybe this is the rebellion training. Maybe you've actually found the rebellion yourself, but without going to explore, you won't know.
How
Just
far
also
through the
letting
watch
you-
am I?
This would be an hour into the watch. I believe it's 2 hours for the watch, so you're halfway.
Yes, Ben.
Just saying, my PC just glitched to fuck just then.
That's what it was.
So we missed most of that description.
It's on my end still.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I
There
wondered
appears
why.
to
I
be-
wondered who disconnected a couple times there. I heard it.
There appears to be creatures training and sparring to
Mhm.
the south in one of the groves.
Cool.
Could be the rebellion, could be someone else. What would Gwent like to do? You're halfway through your watch.
No, I am going to stay laser focused near the alarm bell in case of anything going wrong. I'm not investigating because you don't walk away and leave the party.
That's fair. You do so. Towards I have another half an hour in, so about an hour and a half into your watch, the sparring sound begins to become less and less until eventually it all but goes silent. You can still hear various background noise from throughout the Smokyard, but the sparring itself seems to have ceased. You can no longer see the shadowy figures at a distance. With that, your watch eventually comes to an end as you wake up the next person, which I believe is Fade.
I would imagine Gwent would mention this to
Oh.
Fade or whoever's taking the second watch of what they saw.
Absolutely. Even saying like, if you want to go and take a look, I will
Yeah.
stay on the ship.
Like, they were over in that direction.
You go check it out. I'm not going to.
I've done my
Yeah.
part.
In character.
That's
Yeah. Everybody else is alive. What more do I need to do?
that is standard cleric fare. Yeah, sure. So Fade doesn't sleep at all. It's not that they don't. It's not that they get a short or long rest. They literally just sit and stare at the wall and just think and try and remember. So as you knock on their door, apologies, my earphones fell out. Very anticlimactic. Yeah, so you knock on their door and they're in sort of a reverie. You would answer the door and yeah, they'll do their watch now.
Be careful. I'm gonna lock my door and push something up against it.
Yeah.
Cheer up against the door.
I would like to say, as canon, every time I have to go down the stairs that assassin is under, I run.
What's that assassin
Every
gonna
time.
do to Gwent?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So it's like a
Maybe nothing.
Yeah.
Maybe something.
maybe
Yeah,
everything.
exactly. It's the
Yeah,
maybe.
but assassin's not stupid enough to like, do anything to the healer.
Stupid enough? No. Gremlin
Are
enough?
they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I like to think that whenever Gwent does that, like, assassin will like roll something or rattle something or something like that.
Something just
Or at one point,
squeaks or
at one
oozes
point
or-
we'll like set like a noise that under the stairs so it sounds like a tripwire getting pulled.
It's a
Just
twang.
like like a twang that just sounds like something like that just instills paranoia in Gwent when actually there's just nothing that will ever happen.
It's like a sound of whistling as like arrows coming towards you.
Yeah.
I just
it's
like the
the
energy
fear of the
just
unknown.
yeah, it's the constantly threatening something but never actually doing it.
It's different every day.
Checks out.
All right, as we go into Fade's watch for the second part of the night, go ahead and roll me your d6.
A D6 coming right up. That
See if the
is.
rebellion makes contact.
That's a 6!
Hey!
Oh.
As you are taking a watch, you eventually hear. Actually, give me a perception check.
Perception. My passive. You know what? It's fine. My passive's 18. I'll roll perception.
Okay, higher than 18. Who knows?
I could.
Like you're actively taking a watch.
Yeah.
I suppose I wouldn't get to guidance, would I?
No, you can guidance yourself.
You're just spamming guidance as you look around.
Like 16 below my passive.
I imagine you're calling on death to ward you against being killed randomly.
No, they'd just be staring into the darkness. That's all they really do.
At
Staring.
16, you begin to hear the sound of soft footfalls of creatures approaching the ship, until eventually you hear the slight click of metal of a grappling hook being thrown over and attaching to the side of the ship towards the north-south bow.
A grappling hook that's being thrown over the ship, not attached. So like they're about to drag the ship, or they're just
No, like
about
they're
to climb
climbing up the
it.
ship because the ship is tall.
Is there like a silent alarm? Like, because I can cast the alarm spell. Could I have put that over like an intricate web around all the doors that would silently alert people, essentially?
I was about to say, I might be awake, and fuck you might also... fuck you, an assassin might also be awake.
There's magical bullshit that means that I, without leaving my room, can alert people. Essentially, with the alarm spell, I can just cast it when everyone goes to bed.
Not necessarily. They're not necessarily dangerous, so I suppose my sword wouldn't immediately wake me up.
Or actually, you know what? I can just tinkle the tripwire, and I can choose the creatures that can hear it. So I could have just created like a little spinneret thing in my room, like a little silent alarm bell thing. Can I do that? And just you all hear tinkling alarm.
It is a ritual, and there is no limitations other than you spending like 10 minutes saying all up.
Yeah, and I don't sleep. I have all the time in the world.
Well, I'm pretty sure if you want your long rest, you still can't do strenuous activity, which spellcasting counts as.
Yeah.
Okay.
It still work, but
All right.
again, it only takes what, a minute to do.
10 minutes if it's a ritual.
10 minutes at most.
If it's a ritual,
Yeah.
10 minutes. Otherwise, whatever the duration of the spell is.
Oh yeah, you're also doing it as a ritual. So yeah, it takes 11 minutes to do each 20-foot area. So assuming you're being strategic about it, and you're only doing the upper areas and maybe some windows or something, I can imagine you'd spend like an hour before bed doing like 10 areas. You're reasonably intelligent to find the most strategic option here, so yeah, that's fine. As a small alarm wakes people to the presence of somebody crossing the barrier of the ship's hull, and people are woken by the sound of alarms in their heads.
Okay, Alvina is going to grab the other sword, because I'm assuming she sleeps with it on her, and open what I assume would be a reinforced metal door, because I imagine that Zormir got tired of Alvina kicking it down every morning.
Sure.
And she will start creeping up the staircase, two swords drawn.
As I can I point out of my window and down towards one of the approaching figures and say, no, actually, no, I won't do that. I won't let on that we've woken up. Yeah, maybe the element of surprise. Kill these rebels.
Also, is it actually? That's actually important. It's clear skies, right?
It is clear skies, but it's also about midnight to 1 a.m. So it's also dark.
Alvina will be using her. I suppose not. Yeah, Alvina's going to use the Mask of the Wild, so she's hiding the whole time she's doing it as she's creeping.
It's actually technically dim light rather than dark, as during Imris, you can still feel the soft glow even at night, so that it's more like a dark red color to the night sky, rather than pure dark.
That's cool. Alvina actually then
There's
has
a bloodlit
vision
night sky.
Because I am not under any disadvantage from dim light, because my eyes, that's the advantage thing of them as well. So yeah,
Fair.
that's really neat. Ah, it's a giant.
giants are coming onto the ship. They normally travel in packs of 5.
And there's a
Nope,
ship!
tiny hero.
Another ship!
But yes, as people are awoken and come up the stairs, Fade, you are able to see what appears to be 5 creatures, 5 medium, 4 medium and 1 small noid creeping over the side and creeping across the upper deck of the ship in what appears to be similar to the Marauder armor that you've seen, but rather than a mix of chainmail and half-plate that you've seen Abigail wear, this appears to be leather armor, but still in the styling of the Marauder and the Rebellion.
Stealth mission armor, essentially.
But go ahead and give me a stealth check to see if they spot you.
Since I'm actively hiding as I'm walking, because that's the wood elf ability, essentially, is can hide even in plain sight as long as there's a natural phenomena obscuring it.
That's fine. You'll just be naturally stealth, but it's more Fade is keeping watch. So let's see if they actually spotted Fade on their way up,
Ah, gotcha.
as the rest of you are also awoken and can do what you like.
Grabbing Guardian.
How
across-
am I somehow so stealthy?
Hey, my guardian will be
My goodness.
with me as soon as I go past its floor, which I assume we leave it in the cargo hold.
Fuck you would have been in his room at the time.
Yeah.
You'd probably be sleeping.
He woke up and go,
You might-
Went straight back to sleep. Let's have a look here. What's their passive perception? Ooh, 18.
Nice.
Fancy. Oh, they have studded leather as well.
Ooh, shiny.
Okay. As they begin to creep slowly around, taking point and aim, kind of getting into vantage points on Fade, as you can, unbeknownst to them, you can actually see them, but they all begin drawing long on you.
My
Kind of-
my performance and charisma is decently high, so I can deceive them into believing that that I don't see them.
Where
It's like,
is Fade?
what am I?
So where are
Down
you?
Where would
Oh,
you be when you're on watch?
probably like walking along the deck of the ship,
Okay.
getting a feel for it. Touching
As
it.
one of
Tasting
the
it.
figures steps forward and announces
Is there
themselves,
something
longbow drawn on you.
I hold up my hand.
You see that it appears to be with your perception, a humanoid male with this red beard, or this kind of ginger hair and beard with 2 braids in it, looking down at you. And, so what have we got here? This is a fancy ship you've got. Not one I recognize.
Thank you, but it's not mine.
And who gave you this ship?
Can I I just say they did as Alvina drops from the crow's nest and
Oh, she's not in the
and
crow's nest, she's coming
Zormir-
up the stairs.
Oh, all right. Or well, you guys appear like the Avengers.
So you'd come out just underneath here as the stairs down, or underneath the stairs up here.
Yeah,
I'd be
I'm actively being very hidden, if I can.
and I was jumping on my defender and floating towards the stairs.
Yeah, my golem's at the bottom of the stairs as well.
That's fair. You also know there are stairs near Zormir that take you up here to the captain's quarter, and you can come out from this area if you'd like.
I imagine you'd do that. You each go.
You know what? We don't have a guardian stat. We need a
In
guardian image.
That's my point, actually. We don't have. They aren't on the table at the moment.
in Rebellion Can't, can I say to him, "We're here to help."
No, it beats their passive. Stealth. As this seems to take him back for a second, he kind of stares at you, kind of quizzically, before returning in Rebellion's cant. You follow the Dark Phoenix?
A nod.
Kind of looks around at the ship before kind of giving the signal, and you can see, even though they actually apparently they might have been stealthed from you, given the slight distraction, since they seem to have a ridiculous stealth. Nope, still visible to you. The 4 other figures drop down from their various vantage points they're doing and kind of step up towards the light, unaware that Alvina's sneaking up on their leader. Ah, that's good. For a second, I thought we'd have to start an uphill battle against one of the factions.
Another one, you mean?
Bloody hell, what's going on?
Oh, did they say that normally, by the way?
Yes.
I say, so right next to him I go, oh, so you're the good guys then? You're who we're looking for?
Oh,
The glowing-eyed elf just stood
Yeah,
next to
and they
him.
all get a heart
Stepping
attack.
out of the darkness right beside
I
the
mean,
guy who
literally
jumped
right
about
next to
sitting
him,
there.
yeah.
Give him a con save. 17. Okay, he gets a little bit startled, but he kind of holds his own. Let's see how the other 4 do. Wow, okay, these guys are all very used to being surprised, apparently. None of them accidentally loose an arrow.
That's
Guys,
good.
whoa. Where the... By Firebrim did you come from?
I just walked right up to you. Hi.
She does that. Are these fade? The guessing rebellion.
I sheathed the
Can I
two
go back
glowing.
to bed?
I
Yes.
sheathed the 2 glowing swords.
Ugh. All right then. I'm gonna need a second to catch my breath there.
It's fine. It's fine. Take your time. Yeah, we knew you were in the rough area. We didn't know exactly where you were, so we just went. Yeah, you've probably seen us. We'll wait around.
All right, crew. So I'm just going to assume that you're the special unit that we've heard through the grapevine.
Probably.
They certainly are special.
Shut up, Fade. I'm going back to bed. Wake me up when it's something really important. Oh,
This is
do I need to?
This is important,
Or
but
do I need to fly this to the place?
yeah, you might want to get. Is a way we could take the ship, the market, that's a little less conspicuous than the middle of just a clearing that we found.
One second, just double checking some stuff.
Yep.
All right, there we go. Sorry, what were you saying?
I was going, Zomir was going, do I need to fly this somewhere? And Alvin was asking, is there any way we could park our ship that isn't just the middle of a random clearing that we happen to find looking for you?
Yeah. Deepwell has a landing pad with some tunnels leading down into the settlement. I can direct you there. It's probably good to go now under the cover of nightfalls. Best so that we don't have any Empire spies watching us.
Yep, sounds like a good plan. Zomir, are you awake enough to fly, or do you want me to do it?
Yeah, yes, no, you no, oh, no. That wicked.
I see, I knew that'd wake him up.
Yeah, Bucky's not there, so.
Yeah, could assassin at the exact moment they said in case Empire spies are about have unfortunately just walked upstairs to ask what the alarm was all about.
Just waiting in the captain's quarters.
Being like, hey.
It's okay, assassin.
Yeah.
Go back to bed. We're fine.
I'm not waiting to say anything. I was just watching because I didn't want to interact with people.
Yeah.
I just woke up.
You're also tired. Yeah, Alvina waked. Alvina's an
I
early
like-
riser.
I like the idea of Assassin just hearing the alarm and being like, I'll get there in a round or two, because likely everyone else will have, like, Alvina will have finished them off if it's important, and just coming upstairs and just being like, are we dead yet? And just, like, looking about, as, like, just as in case there are any Empire spies, is said.
Yeah, Alvina will go. It's fine, Assassin. You can go back to bed. We just found who we're looking for.
Oh, that's good. Tell me in the morning.
Yes.
Yes, I can direct your captain to the location if we want to take off now.
Sounds like a
Right.
plan.
And as
Yes. I'm not having
head
you
into
damage my
the
vessel,
apex of
Alvina.
the night.
I told you, I actually can fly.
I doesn't trust you to fly it.
I know, he's like, she actually is not awful at it. She's not got proficiency, but she's got a decent dex. So... certainly not going to be the worst pilot in the group.
Of course, sorry.
Yes, the Empire is the Radiant Empire
Yeah,
from Banshee's
Okay.
Grove.
I assumed it would be because it's kind of right area.
Yeah, trying to double check. Okay.
Yeah, it's weird. Technically, they're all empires, but it's the Radiant Empire, the Ethereal Republic, and the Primal Monarchy.
Alvina will have climbed back up to the to her little crow's nest to be helping direct to the area when she gets eyes on it.
Because
Yeah,
everyone had
sure.
the,
Like, take a left here.
every faction had to have their own special, unique name. Even the truth is just all dictatorship.
Yep.
It's the type of dictatorship, though.
Why
Yeah.
have one civilization when you can have 3 civilizations? But yes, the leader of this band moves up to the helm with Zormir and begins kind of pointing out the directions as you begin to take flight. Alvina, from your new vantage point, you're able to kind of get a better look at the new squadron that's taking up post on your ship. You've already met the human ranger with his ginger hair. That Zormir, you learn, whose name is Glade.
Fair.
While Alvina, you
How
get
does
a
he
better look
smell?
at the
Boo.
Glade. Ginger Human Ranger. That's his tag.
Ginger Human Ranger. I think I've met this guy.
You get a better look at the other 4. You see a female elf, what appears to be a small male gnome with a pink mohawk, a furbolg, and a bugbear.
Ooh.
Nice.
All of them still adorned in their marauder leather.
Have we found the Point's twin from a different universe? But they're a gnome instead of a dwarf.
The Point is completely bald. The Point does not have a mohawk.
I know, but you would have a mohawk.
Yeah.
But yes, over the course of the next 10 to 20 minutes, Zormir is able to maneuver the ship, although I should probably actually get some checks here, so this is quite a difficult maneuver to land in the dark. And
Yeah, Alvina will be helping.
Guidance.
Alvina will be helping to direct in terms of actual vision, since she can see perfectly normally.
Fortunately for now, I'm going to need 3 checks. So, Zormir, I'm going to need a intelligence insight check as you interpret Glade's instructions. So, intelligence check with proficiency if you're proficient in insight.
I can imagine. I think you're proficient. Is that right? You're a cop.
There'll actually be a extra 1 on top of this, because
You have an extra thing.
well, my intelligence is higher than my wisdom.
Right.
So, 12. You have to get him to explain himself a couple times. His instructions he doesn't seem to be a completely natural teacher. His instructions are given from the perspective of somebody who already knows the information in hindsight. So he ends up missing a couple key points here and there that seem obvious to him, but not to somebody
I
who's
like
never
me
been
giving
here before.
directions.
While you do that, Alvina, I'm going to need a perception check
Ye-
as you help steer the ship away from any dangers.
20.
And finally, Zormir, I'm going to need a strength or dex check with proficiency for the ship handling check. As you actually steer the ship through the narrow valleyways and down into a cave opening that you wouldn't be able to see from above
14.
without a 25 perception.
I suppose, yeah.
A 14?
Yeah.
Yep, that's sufficient enough to, with the other checks, pass into this slight, almost kind of rectangular valley opening as you thingy into it, and you're able to kind of go under a cliff outcropping and find the hole and descent down as you land into this massive opening cave. As you touch down, it appears to be barren apart from a few stretches of black cloth that those with a higher passive perception are able to make out against the cave walls. They seem to be almost camouflaging kind of this lumpy shapes behind them. You're not entirely sure what is behind them, but and in fact, without your passive perception so high, you wouldn't actually have noticed they were there. They'd have been perfectly camouflaged. But there does seem to be objects obscured by dark curtains to the back of this cave, as well. And you know what? Actually, probably the entrance would be obscured as well. So it looks like there's no entrance or exits to this cave.
Mhm.
But you're able to turn. There's clearly some sort of black curtain hiding something.
Neat.
But yeah, with that, you land and are able to depart and follow the crew if you want. If you want to wake everyone else up, or if you want to wait until morning.
I'd say we'll wait on. If at least Albino's advice would be, let's wait until morning. Let's not wake everyone up unduly.
Yes, I'd like to go back to sleep for a bit.
Glade informs you that he and one or two of his men can go ahead and kind of alert the warder that you've arrived and that you are part of the rebellion and set up a meeting for you in the morning if you'd like.
Be greatly appreciated.
Thank you.
And Alvina's also gonna go.
Probably does advise and ask if you can sleep on the ship tonight so as not to cause too much of a disturbance in town from your arrival.
Yes.
Oh yes, I want my own bed.
Keep at it, Fade. I'll be up in a couple hours to relieve you. Albina's
Alright,
go back to bed herself because she's got a little bit of time to meditate.
Yes, he also offers to leave one or two of his men behind if you would like to ask them any questions pre-hand, or they can all. I think you still want to leave one or two behind just to kind of guide you in the morning.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah, I'm fine. Okay, imagine Zomage is like, I've piloted, I'm done, sort it for the rest, right? I'm like, yeah, I'm
Yes.
fine with it. We have a couple extras. Sounds like a decent plan.
Other than Glade, which two of the 4 remaining rangers would you like to keep? You get a choice: the bugbear, the furbog, the gnome, or the elf.
Point. Are you going to be awake at any point before this? Or...
I'm not going to be awake. The point is not Dirty Riser.
I'll go. Because I think the point will almost certainly want to talk to the gnome at some point. We'll have the gnome and the elf, and I can have a chat with them when I wake up for my watch.
All right. Then you learn that the elf is called Vanessa, and the gnome is called Pinky with the pink mohawk.
That's her name, Pinky with a pink mohawk.
Yeah,
Full name.
Pinky with the pink mohawk. You're a gnome. But with that, I'm gonna give you a week to think of any questions you want to ask about the settlement before having a meeting with the warder, and that is actually where we're going to end for tonight. The party having successfully traversed the Salvo region,
Yeah.
and having successfully made your way to the rebellion outpost of Deepwell.
Hell yeah.
Hell.
Managed to finish at 9 o'clock on time.
Yeah, we actually finished on time for once. And we did
I
good.
feel like the unofficial finish is
It's
like half nine.
genuinely our most successful session ever.
We
We
actually
started on time, we ended on time, we achieved our goal of finding the
didn't-
rebels.
we
we
didn't
didn't kill
immediately
anybody.
kill everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We found a
We didn't
dog.
get sidetracked by found a dog.
Well, I mean, Yeah, I mean,
We
we
discovered
did get
that
a little
pigs
bit sidetracked.
do in
with them.
fact fly.
We got a little bit sidetracked, but we got rewarded for it, and it took no effort.
Yeah.
So
It's kind of amazed you only got one random encounter between Titan Guts and Smokyard. I was expecting at least 2 to 3.
I say, like, it's like we can't roll once. We rolled 1-1 out of every random encounter. We've rolled 1, and it was me. And
was it?
every
Like-
other was a 2. Every single other one was a 2.
18 rolls.
We
Yeah,
got
statistically you're
5.
supposed to get 2 or 3.
And we got
Yeah.
80 rolls. We got 5 encounters at all, and we only rolled 1 single one.
Oh no, that was 18 rolls before you got into
before.
Smokyard.
Yeah, we got
Yeah,
1.
yeah. It was 5 days of travel with 3 rolls, or 6 days of travels with 3 rolls each.
It's like that was a
Uh,
very low odds.
Let's
yeah,
see.
like statistically,
we
you're
defied
supposed to
the
get 2 or
odds.
3,
There's-
but
there's
you
4
managed
of
to only
them.
get 1. Quite impressive. But to be fair, you made up for it by getting a ton of rolls in the Smokyard.
We did, yes, we got way more. It was fun. I like the Smokyard. It's really interesting.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm loving
Yeah,
the
so there you
raid
go.
bosses
4
that I
ones.
keep finding, by the way. It's what it feels like when I'm just doing Commune with Nature. What am I feeling like we want to look for today? This kind of thing. What do you mean there's a giant one in this area? I like it.
Yes, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for playing. This has been episode 29, A Voyage of Discovery, and we found a couple new tidbits out about Salvos and the new Shattered Altsphere. What will happen to our players next week? Who knows? Find out how their encounter with Warder, with the new Warder, who will reveal the name next week as well, goes, and if they're able to gain access to the theorized secret tunnel between Deepwell and Ironcore. Thank you all for watching. Good night.
Good night.
Right.
Good night.
Yay, Knowles.
I like
Yay,
Knowles.
Knowles.
I like Knowles.
Boo,
Oh, yeah.
freaking.
We good
We-
on your end?
Yep, we're out.
Okay, so on my end, yeah, that was awesome. I really enjoyed that. I also made up for my rolling last time. Finally, I couldn't roll for shit last time, and this time I actually rolled quite well. So evened out. But that was hysterical. I loved it. I'm looking forward to next time we're seeing more of this. So, yeah, thanks Chris for the GMing. Thanks everyone else for playing. I'm going to be back on Monday, and I'll be very tired, so bear with me. Thank you very much for watching. Have a fantastic
There's a bear with you?
Yeah, I have a bear with me. It's right here. Thank you very much for watching. Have a fantastic evening, everyone. If you keep playing video games, keep it awesome, you guys. Oh, the best on Twitch. Enjoy your weekend, guys. See ya. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.